shot, and he scores!
Rashadi scores!
Hi, welcome.
I'm just checking in, and I have a service animal.
Service animal?
Do you have anything on the ground floor so I can let him out at night?
Keep up with your Prowlers all season long on social media. Follow us on Facebook at the Port Huron Prowlers, Instagram at PH Prowlers, and Twitter at PH Prowlers. And you can find more information on our website, phprowlers.com.
Welcome back here to Visions Veterans Memorial Arena. Look at that video on a YouTube stream. What a novel idea. It's been a struggle this weekend for me technically, but we do have video tonight. A ginormous thank you to the Binghamton Black Bears media team and all of the people behind the scenes who do the production here for helping me out and making sure this broadcast runs smoothly. We really couldn't have done it without them. So first and foremost, shout out to them. Now let's get to what's going on the ice tonight. It is the Prowlers' first trip to Binghamton since the 2022-23 season, and since that time, the Black Bears have won a Commissioner's Cup. They have a brand new shiny banner hanging from the rafters here at Visions Veterans Memorial Arena, and they're off to a hot start to this 2024-25 season, their first title defense in franchise history, sitting second in the Empire Division, and they won a close one last night against the Danbury Hat-Tricks, 3-2 in overtime, as Cameron Clark, scored the overtime winner for Binghamton, and a big victory for the Black Bears over their rivals, the Danbury Hat-Tricks. Those two go at it every single year. They are the last two Commissioner's Cup champions, so you know it's always big when those two get together. It took overtime, but again, on the road, the Black Bears won 3-2, and now on the second leg of the back-to-back, they're here at home to take on a Prowlers team who fell to the Hudson Valley Venom 4-3 last night. Really not a game that the Prowlers would like to look back on. It felt like a burn-the-tape type of game, but certainly also plenty of teaching moments from that game, so I'm sure the tape hasn't been burned quite yet. Still lots to look back on and fix to make sure that everything looks perfect and a lot better for the upcoming games and the rest of the season. And that starts tonight. And I talked to Alex Johnson. You'll hear from him in just a couple of minutes, talking about the difference between that building and this building. It's certainly stark. And I was thinking about it all week long, how you have the rookies, the guys who this is their first road trip as a pro. They see that building in Newburgh, which I saw somebody compare that to Glacier Point, and honestly, it's not the worst comparison in the world. And then you come to this rink, which has held multiple AHL franchises. It's probably the best rink in the FPHL by a decent margin. So just the whiplash to go from that rink to this rink, it's very interesting, very different. and we'll see how the Prowlers are able to handle it. As we look at the standings, and we see the Black Bears second, as there was one of their 4 wins is an overtime victory, so they only have 11 points. Watertown off to a very hot start. 4-1, 12 points. They crushed the Motor City Rockers last night. Prowlers have dropped to the bottom part of the division. In fact, the 2 Michigan teams are outside the playoff picture right now. It's October, let's relax. But plenty of teams right around that middle area. It looks like Watertown and Binghamton, and then everybody else, at least in the very, very early going. Of course, the Wolves and Black Bears did get a head start on the season. They faced each other for 2 games a weekend before everybody else started play. So that is part of the reason why they're up there at the top of the standings. But still, both the Wolves and the Black Bears off to great starts this season. Big part of that for the Black Bears is thanks to this man, Tyson Kirkby, their captain, who leads the FPHL in assists and points. He has 8 assists and 11 points, not 8 goals, 8 assists. And this is coming off a career year for him. He had 39 goals, 41 assists, and 80 points, all career highs. He's named an Empire Division First Team All-Star last year. And of course, he was the first player to touch the Commissioner's Cup last May. So he is leading the way for the Binghamton Black Bears this season. Meanwhile, for the Prowlers, a new face was a bright spot for them in last night's game. Lucas Lockney, who had an assist and 2 points, goal and assist for 2 points last night for Port Huron in his Prowlers debut. And he made plenty of skilled plays. Looked like the best Prowler on the ice for most of the game. And if they can get out of Lucas Lockney what they got from him last night throughout the season, that's certainly a dangerous, dangerous weapon for the Prowlers in their top 6. But I spoke to Port Huron Prowlers assistant coach Alex Johnson before tonight's game about the difference between these 2 teams that they're facing this weekend. That was Prowlers assistant coach Alex Johnson. Now we take a look at the lineup for Port Huron, your projected lines. A little bit of shaking things up. Austin Federley moving to center. He'll be with Tucker Scantleberry and Jonas Leas, while Matt Graham will have Gavin Fleck on his right wing. Graham staying with Lucas Lockney. Daniel Chartrand moving with Luke James and Michael Houlihan, while Elliot Van Orsdale is the extra forward. Isaiah Paris is scratched tonight. A little bit of shuffling on the defensive side as well. Ben Brockway will play with Brett Lockhart, 2 guys that played NCAA D3 hockey last season, so we'll see if that similarity in play style can help them out in developing some chemistry. Alex Johnson will be with Ludwig Thelstrom now, and Valtteri Nusiainen gets the start in between the pipes for the Port Huron Prowlers, as the Prowlers hitting the ice now. Black Bears have had their starting lineup announced. Let's give you the Orthopedic Associates starting lineup for the Port Huron Prowlers. It's going to be that Matt Graham line with Lucas Lockney and Gavin Fleck up front. The Brockway Lockhart pairing will be the first defense pair tonight for Graham's club. And again, Valtteri Nusiainen in between the pipes tonight for Port Huron. We'll take you down to ice level for tonight's national anthem.
Tonight, please welcome the host of the Fed League Flash, Gary Ryan. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Gary Ryan, the host of the Fed League Flash podcast, tonight's national anthem singer here at Visions Veterans Memorial Arena. Let's take a look at the starting goaltending matchup for tonight's game. It's a tale of two goaltenders who had very different season debuts. Valtteri Nusiainen was spectacular, 45 saves on 47 shots in the first game as a Prowler for him. A shootout victory over the Carolina Thunderbirds. Meanwhile, Nolan Egbert did get a win in his first game, but he only made 23 saves on 29 shots. That was the 9-6 Black Bears victory on opening night for the Hudson Valley Venom last Friday. Egbert certainly looking to have a much better game here tonight. We want to again thank the Binghamton Black Bears production team for all of their help, use of their cameras, and all of that fun stuff here this evening, and helping us get some video back on here. As you see Nolan Egbert there on your screen, set to go. The Black Bears backup netminder Connor McAnanama is getting the night off. Matt Graham and Kyle Seppin at the dot to take the face-off, and we are underway here in Binghamton. It's Elliot Van Orsdale who actually ended up getting the start here on the right wing rather than Gavin Fleck. Van Orsdale in there on the forecheck. He actually started training camp as he picked off that pass. Van Orsdale tried to slide it down deeper, and that was cut off there by the Black Bears. Van Orsdale started training camp here in Binghamton, was cut after the second or third day, and then came to Port Huron, made the Prowlers roster, and now a little bit of a revenge game for him. Prowlers look to work it out. It's Brockway off the left wing board. Scantleberry slips past a check, but Jamie Bussell takes the puck, whips it over for Dan Weber, kept in at the line by Ludwig Fellstrom. Austin Federley bumped by his captain opposite, Tyson Kirkby. Federley, the Prowlers captain, Kirkby, the Black Bears captain. Fellstrom floated it through, knocked down in front, and Leas tried to sweep it in, but couldn't get it. Johnson down for Scantlebury. Back in front looking for the give and go. And that was blocked away. Fellstrom has it again. Prowlers with a good first shift in the offensive zone. Scantlebury trying to move it up the wall. Pops up in the air right back towards Scantlebury in the corner. Port Huron making forward changes. So the Black Bears able to work their way out. It's Weber getting the red line and soft tossing it in. Early goings, opening period, as Austin Thompson takes the puck. Gives over to Zach Sirota, and his first shot is kicked away by Nusiainen. Sirota making his Black Bears debut tonight. Wrapped out in front, and they score! Little wraparound, stopped by Nusiainen. Looked like it bumped off of the Prowlers defenseman at the side of the net. And it's Austin Thompson who continues his hot start to the season. Team high 5th goal of the year for Thompson. Black Bears on the board first, less than 2 minutes in. And it looked like a little wraparound. I think Nusiainen did make the save on the first shot, but it was, I think it caromed in off a Prowlers defender staying at the side of the net. So Port Huron playing from behind early on in this one. As they dig away in the corner, Lochte came in and upended Stuckless. Meanwhile, puck now over on the far side. And Clark, the overtime hero last night for Binghamton, sends Stuckless down the left wing. Graham throws a big hit on Stuckless, who's been roughed up on this shift. Black Bears get it back up to Stuckless, who just touches it in this time. And Nusiainen plays it forward to Austin Federley. Makes a move at center, but lost it to Steppen. Steppen turning. Kyle Steffen kicks it back up to his stick. Try to whip it in front. Handed it right to Gavin Fleck, though. Fleck has Scantlebury with him. Tried to send it through to him off a Black Bear leg, and Weber takes control. Weber harassed by Scantlebury, forced back behind his own net again. And now he gives it off. And Scantlebury right in there on the forecheck, causing more issues. Weber on it again, just goes off the glass. Hops past Lockhart. Yates hustling after it. Nusiainen comes all the way out to the hash marks to clear that puck away. Blake Tosto over to Weber. Rink wide feed off the stick of Poirier. He's able to get it deep, and Tosto gets it there, taken into the wall by Brockway. Poirier back at the red line. This time cross corner dump comes to this side. And Lockhart goes over to Brockway. Up towards Chartrand, tips it in. And Egbert first to play it. He'll wrap it around this side. Only stoppage so far in this game was the goal. We're approaching 4 minutes gone in period one. Tyson Kirkby and Jesse Anderson getting the assists. As here come the Black Bears again. Kirkby a shot stopped by Nusiainen. He juggles and holds for a whistle. And for Kirkby, his league-leading 9th helper of the season. As the Black Bears get off to the early jump. If you're just joining us, it was Austin Thompson who scored the opening goal, and it came just a minute 51 into period one. So Kirkby and Chartrand set for this draw. One back by Daniel Chartrand. Fellstrom over to Van Orsdale. He sends Chartrand out. He chips it in, heads after it. James in on the forecheck as well as Cervoni. Works it up the wall towards Bussell. Kirkby lost it in his skates. Chartrand banged it back up. And now comes to Kirkby once more. Black Bears captain. Tried a toss pass that was gloved down by Alex Johnson. They battle for it right on the Prowler blue line. And it's sent out by Johnson. Icing waved off. So Port Huron will get a change. And Weber hangs out behind his own net. Both teams getting fresh troops on the ice. Weber seems ready to start the play again, and now he does. Over to Anderson. Bounce pass finds Stuckless. Comes all the way around. Brian Parsons one-hands it along. Knocked down by Graham, but they say with a high stick. So we'll get a whistle and a face-off in Prowler territory when we come back. Austin Thompson, the only strike so far in Binghamton. You're watching Port Huron Prowlers Hockey on the PHP Network.
SMR Automotive Systems is part of the Motherson Group and a proud community sponsor of the Port Huron Prowlers. We are one of the largest manufacturers of rear-view mirrors for passenger vehicles in the world, with local plants in Port Huron and Marysville. We strive to support our local communities and have positions available for various abilities and experience. Find out more about who we are at smr-automotive.com.
The Eastern Michigan Small Business Network, providing resources and funding to help start or grow your business. Small business support in participating Region 6 counties. Take advantage of the network's free training and events for entrepreneurs and small business owners. The Eastern Michigan Small Business Network aims to boost your chances of success. Learn more about the network's Small Business Cohort Program. With rentable workspaces, business coaching, training, and funding opportunities, it's time to become a client of the Eastern Michigan Small Business Network.
Welcome back to Visions Veterans Memorial Arena. 1-0 Binghamton. Just over 5 minutes gone in the Munger Physical Therapy first period. Austin Thompson, the only goal scorer so far. Black Bears have the only 3 shots on goal of the game. Prowlers got some offensive zone time, but still have not tested Nolan Egbert, who struggled in his first start of the season. This is start number 2 for him, as well as it is for Alteri Nusiainen. Emery at the point, wristed it down deep, came back out in front, and a good play there by Sirota to get it on net, saved by Nusiainen. He has to fight through traffic for that one, and then the rebound came up just wide. Lockhart bounced off the boards, up to Lucas Luckney. Luckney into offensive territory, tried to backhand it towards the net. He was tied up, though, by Caden Emery, or Emerson Emery, pardon me. As this puck is shot all the way down the ice, and an icing called against the Black Bears. Prowlers will get an offensive zone faceoff, and they'll send out Austin Federley's line. Jonas Leas has been moved to the wing side, Federley to center. I believe that's the first time those two have started a game at those positions, this season at least. As Federley gets set to draw with Stuckless. Off the drop, goes down behind the Black Bears net. Weber taken in by Leas, and now Emery. Pass to the middle of the ice, big hit by Federley, causing a turnover. That was Stuckless again on the receiving end of a big check, and then Scantleberry with a big hit on Stuckless. Federley upended another Black Bear. There's a penalty coming up as Federley threw a big hit on Caden Henry behind the net. Believe this penalty is going against Tucker Scantleberry, but the Prowlers coming out with physicality in this first period. They've thrown a number of big hits, and on the receiving end, at least 3 times, has been Nicholas Stuckless. Unfortunately for Port Huron, one of those hits results in a penalty to Tucker Scantleberry. So the first true bounce penalty kill for the Prowlers begins tonight. Black Bears power play 24.3%, good for second in the FPHL. Prowlers PK was 6 for 7 last night against the Hudson Valley Venom, kept them in that game for large portions, especially that third period. Kirkby floated it towards the net, couldn't find a friendly stick, and Yates goes down deep to Thompson. Backdoor play looking for Bussell. He is to recover, and back to Kirkby at the top. Bussell. Tosto, the 5th member of this power play unit. Kirkby at the top, Thompson in front, Tosto in the slot. Bussell from the outside. That went all the way around. Heinzel sent Thompson down to the ice. Arm is up in the air. Another delayed penalty coming up. And now they blow it dead. The Prowlers will be shorthanded 5-on-3 for 1 minute and 28 seconds as Adam Heinzel upended Austin Thompson away from the play. So there's physicality, and then there's a little bit of lack of discipline. And I think that's the line the Prowlers are walking right now, and they've crossed it a couple of times early on, and their penalty kill will be tested. Austin Federle having a chat with one of the referees. Refs tonight are Chris Montalvo and Steve Cook. Andrew Sullivan and Aaron Alexin are the linesmen. I believe the Prowlers saw Montalvo last night in Newburgh when they were facing Hudson Valley. As Federle down on the ice, play continues. He's slow to his skates. Well, Black Bears a little 5-on-2 action. Don't get shot off. Now they do. Tosto, though, shanked it. Puck goes to the corner. Federle is back on his skates, and now he'll head straight off the ice as the puck is cleared down. Minute 5 left to go on the 5-on-3 for Binghamton. Kirkby to the offensive zone. Hangs out on the half wall. And now Bussell at the top, watched by Michael Houlihan. Thompson up to Bussell, across to Kirkby. Thought about the wrist shot, now goes down low to Yates, who walks out to the face-off dot. Down to Kirkby, side of the cage, stopped by Nusiainen. Kirkby out high, and Tosto stopped by Nusiainen. Lockhart with a diving play, gets it out of the zone. Bussell fanned on the shot. Tosto had a great opportunity with Nusiainen a little bit out of position facing the Bussell shot, but Terry Nusiainen with a huge save, keeping it 1-0. Black Bears back into the offensive zone. 20 seconds left on the 5-on-3. Thompson floats it across towards Yates. Watched by Johnson. Yates now working on Houlihan, turning the corner. Backdoor feed, and Nusiainen got a piece of that shot from Bussell. Yates switching spots with Bussell. Scantleberry out of the box. 30 seconds left for Heinzel. Bussell out at the top. Now to Yates on the half wall. Center to the middle of the ice. That was in a bunch of skates. And Scantleberry sends it all the way down. 15 seconds left on the penalty to Adam Heinzel. Prowlers almost out of the woods. It's Steffen going straight up the middle of the ice. Now he works his way to the right wing. Steffen was James and Sirota came together away from the play. Nusiainen forced to make a save. We're back to 5-on-5 as Chartrand hustles after this puck. Chips it in deep away from Steppen. Cervoni took a hard hit from Heinzel. And play continues as Anderson. It touched along to Steffen. Sirota and Brockway go into the wall together. Clark back down around. Tried to get it deep. A good play by Lockhart to knock it down. And now James tripped up by Anderson. There's a penalty coming up against the Black Bears. Lockney works in, he shoots, and he just couldn't find the target as he stepped around a couple of Black Bears defenders. So Prowlers with a 6-on-5 attack with Nusiainen on the bench. Lockney over to Alex Johnson. Again, delayed penalty situation now. Prowlers will go to their first power play unless they can score here. Lockhart over to Austin Federle off his stick. But Johnson kept it alive momentarily. That was Matt Graham, pardon me, who kept it alive. Touched up by Binghamton, and now the Prowlers to their first quality power play of the night. As Luke James was upended, cutting to the middle of the ice, and the guilty party is Cameron Clark. I'm not sure if it was actually him, but he's not happy with the call. But the Prowlers power play, which was 1 for 6 last night, will get an opportunity against the Binghamton PK that has struggled early on, tied 12th in the league at 76.2%. Matt Graham wins the face-off back clean. Prowlers with that top unit out there. Here's Austin Federle, who had the power play goal last night. Graham battling in front of the net. Federle up high, over to Lockney on the left wing. Lockney across to Johnson. Federle faked the one-timer. Now over to Johnson. Tried to feed it across to Lockney, but he didn't get enough on it, and Thompson clears. There's actually 2 penalties on the play, tripping and cross-checking, so it's a 4-minute power play for the Prowlers. Here comes Lockney into the offensive zone. He and Anderson come together. Anderson knocks Lockney down, and the puck cleared out. Another penalty coming up against Binghamton as Anderson continues to go after Lockney. Puck is touched by Bussell. He went down, taking a bump from Johnson. This one's getting testy early. And now Johnson involved in a pile. Everybody being separated. The original penalty was coming to Binghamton. We'll see if there's any more. And a Prowlers power play likely to continue when we come back on the PHP Network.
Welcome to McDonald's. How may I help you?
Can I please get a big...
What I need from you is a chicken Big Mac.
A chicken Big Mac? That's not a Big Mac.
Actually, it is.
It's not
A Big Mac.
chicken Big Mac?
Chicken bag, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, and pickles on a sesame seed bun. Enjoy.
The chicken Big Mac.
It's not a Big Mac.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Back here in Binghamton, 1-0 Black Bears. And it looks like the only penalty is coming to Jesse Anderson. Holding is currently the call that I'm seeing on my penalty sheet. That means it will be a 5-on-3 for a full 2 minutes for the Port Huron Prowlers. And after they killed off a lengthy 5-on-3 power play for the Black Bears, they have a huge opportunity here to not only tie the game, but go back in front. There's 2 minutes on the clock for Anderson, still 3:15 to Cameron Clark. If the Prowlers score before that 3:15 reaches 2 minutes, then Clark will still have to stay in the box for another 2. It's a lot of complicated stuff, I know, but we'll see if it comes into effect. Face off deep in Black Bears territory, one back by Binghamton, but the Prowlers able to recover. They have Lockhart, Graham, Johnson, and Scantleberry out there. No Lockney at least to start, and Federley, no Lockney at least to start this power play, as Graham has Scantleberry right at the top of the crease. Worked around to the far side, and Lockhart lost the puck. It's cleared down ice. The Binghamton fans voicing their displeasure for the men in stripes. Federley to Scantleberry, whips up the left wing, and he pulls up in front of Poirier. Scantleberry down towards Lockhart. Harassed by Weber, Lockhart out high to Federley. Lots of time and space. He'll pass it off to Matt Graham, back to Federley, and they continue to play catch. Graham works down, up to Federley, over to Lockhart. Doesn't take the shot. Now Federley. 57 seconds left in the 5-on-3. Float over to Johnson. He scores! Alex Johnson, power play goal. We are tied. Third straight game with a goal for Alex Johnson, his 100th in his FPHL career. Prowlers will still be on the power play. Still on a 5-on-3 for 53 seconds. And Clark now down to 2 minutes. So the Prowlers 1 for 1 on the man advantage as they score before the first minor penalty to Clark is over. It's still 5-on-3 for Port Huron for the next 53 seconds. And what a great puck movement there by the Port Huron Prowlers. Alex Johnson with all kinds of net to shoot at. He goes top shelf. And Johnson with his team-high third goal of the year. Prowlers have switched up the power play unit. It's Ludwig Thelstrom with it at the top. Over to Ben Brockway. They play catch. Brockway floats it across to Lockney. Now on this unit, at least for the time being, Brockway on the half wall, 20 seconds left in the 5-on-3. As Lockney tried to force a pass back to Thelstrom, and now this is trouble for the Prowlers. Steppen is a man going to the net, his shot gloved by Nusiainen. He'll hang on for a whistle and a face-off. as he puts out the fire. Turnover there at the top of the Binghamton zone, and that almost turned into a shorthanded goal. And Matt Graham and Austin Federley currently picking up the assist on Alex Johnson's goal. Graham has his team high 4th assist of the year. Face off, one over to Tucker Scantlebury. Prowlers work out. It will be a 5-on-4 in just 2 seconds as Graham cuts to the net, slipped it right through the blue paint. So now 5-on-4 Prowler power play for the next minute. Federley over to Lockhart, gives it right back. Graham set up in front. Federley tried to shoot it there, but it was blocked by Kirkby. He soft tosses it all the way down. Lockhart, hands off for Johnson. Prowler's power play starts to move back up, but it's poked off Graham's stick out of the zone. 40 seconds left on the man advantage as Graham works in, drops for Lockhart, whips it across to Alex Johnson. To the net in front, kick saved by Egbert as they got it to Scantlebury. Quick up by Nusiainen, right to the red line. Graham floats it across to Lockhart. And now over to Scantlebury. The Prowlers finishing up some changes. Stefan took it from him. And now he'll float it on to Tusto into Prowler territory, but he forgot the puck. Left it with Ludwig Thelstrom. Prowlers move up with a 2-on-2. Lockney put it right through the crease. As we're back to 5-on-5. Port Huron 1 for 3 on those power plays. With a 33.3% power play, something you'll take all day. And they tie this hockey game before we get back to even strength. Skating back forward is Elliot Van Orsdale. He slides it over to Thelstrom. Tapped along towards Chartrand, who gives it back to Lockney. Lockney lost the handle. He's able to get it deep, though. Chartrand in on the forecheck against Clark, and Daniel Chartrand comes out with the puck. To the point, Heinzel whips it over to Parsons. Tried to float a wrister through. That hits Stefan. And now back towards Heinzel. That was poked out of the zone by Clark, who got a stick up on Heinzel. Clark working in. Tried to make a pass over to Tosto. That didn't connect. Out comes Luke James on the counter. Has Heinzel hustling to join him. James turns back and cycles it deep to Chartrand. Centering feed looking for Lias, who was floating in tight. That didn't work. Luke James tried to put the hip into Weber. That also didn't work. As Stuckless dumps it in deep around towards Nusiainen. He sends it right up the boards, right into Weber. And Weber a little reverse hit into Luke James. Now they're going at it at the Prowler blue line, separated by a linesman. Play continues. Anderson almost hit his own man in front of the net, Sirota. Now Sirota in front, and Stuckless just couldn't handle that one. I think he was thinking about the shot before he took in the pass. Now behind the play, Mott and James are tied up. The shot was taken by Lias. Everybody being separated, and play still continuing on the puck. It's Sirota up to the red line. Plenty of chaos away from the puck on that shift involving Luke James. He's safely on the bench, at least until the next time he comes onto the ice. Things settling down a little bit as Scantlebury dumps it in deep, and Egbert leaves it there for Anderson. 4:20 left to go in period 1. It's a 1-1 hockey game. As Anderson works his way out, Prowler's in the neutral zone waiting for him. Dumps it right off the corner boards. Nusiainen decides to take that one in and cover up for a whistle. Alex Johnson on the power play ties the score, and that's where we stand at Visions Veterans Memorial Arena. We'll be right back on the PHP Network.
At Hungry Howie's, we have a flavor philosophy. It's that you deserve to mix and match the most delicious flavor you've ever had with even more of the most delicious flavor you've ever had. But how can you mix and match the most delicious flavor twice at the same time? Well, we're not in the business of logic. We're in the business of blowing your flavor-loving mind with flavor upon flavor. Philosophize on that. Get any 2 items on the mix and match menu, including the 2-topping flatbread pizza for $6.99 each.
Hungry?
Howie's!
Welcome back to Binghamton. Prowlers use the power play to tie things up. 4:06 left to go in what's been an entertaining Munger physical therapy first period. Lots of physicality, some nastiness already between these two new division rivals. They weren't division rivals before this season, ever in their histories, but now with the Prowlers moving to the Empire, these two teams will be battling for playoff spots throughout this season and certainly getting well introduced as rivals in this game. Brockway goes off the boards towards Fleck. One hands it along to Lockney. Brockway got hit hard behind the plate. That's what the crowd is reacting to. Weber behind the net. Lost it. Poirier up to Bussell. And Lockney finishes his check on him. Floated over to Bussell. Trying to push through Adam Heinzel. Doesn't let him by. Lockhart able to pull the puck out of there. Now Lockney has Graham and Fleck with him. Yates coming off the bench to even up the numbers. Lockney towards the middle of the ice. Went right through the crease. Parsons recollects at the point. Now Graham picks it out from his skates. Down low looking for Fleck. Just couldn't get it on the other side. Good play by Tyson Kirkby to tie up Gavin Fleck. Now Parsons' wrister deflected down. It's loose. No, it's not. Egbert looks behind him. I think they had a black bear on the way through. Egbert turned around and he had it in his equipment as he slid over to his left. That took a very strange deflection. Yeah, I think it hit a black bear stick because there weren't any Prowlers in front of the net. And hey, throw it on net, good things might happen, and very close there for Brian Parsons to get his first goal of the season. Sent out by Binghamton. Steppen over to Yates. He curls back. And now it's sent down and around the net. Johnson tried to keep it moving. Instead, Steffen centers for Yates. Good stick by Daniel Chartrand to send that one out of the zone. Up towards Tosto, kicked it along, but Johnson kept it alive, or kept it back the other way. Thelstrom floats it up along to Van Orsdell. Tried to make a move around Steffen. That didn't work. And now working in is Thelstrom. Ludwig Thelstrom to the point. Federley wrists it towards the cage. That one didn't go. And now Yates one-on-one against Federley. Yates waiting for help. It's not arriving too quickly, and Austin Federley takes the puck from him and slides it out. Poirier across to Anderson. Quick up, looking for Sirota. He has him. Lockhart gets back, though, to take it away, and out come the Prowlers. Federley has Lias with him, but Lias just jumped in astride offside. With 1:47 to go in period number 1. The faceoff will be just outside the Black Bears zone. As the Prowlers look to move it along, bounces into the slot and then cleared out by Binghamton. Heinzel stepped up to finish his check on Sirota. Graham over on the near side, sends it out, and now Lockney chips it along. Has Fleck going to the net. Lockney backhander save by Egbert. Fleck on the rebound, sent it back there, and that ends up in the far corner. Graham back towards the net, blocked by Sirota, and here comes Clark with Sirota. Try to drop pass. No communication there, though, so Graham back out the other way. Lockney down to Graham, has Fleck in the slot, floats it there, and Fleck didn't get all of it. Black Bears send it out, Heinzel after it. Final minute of play in period number 1. As Heinzel waits behind his own net, lead pass for Chartrand. Looks to move it towards James, that was sent back. This time Chartrand dumps it all the way around. 40 seconds left in the period. Parsons at the point. Rister through traffic, blocked. And Bussell picks up the rebound, goes around the net, and now works his way up ice. Bussell closed off by Chartrand. Parsons took the puck. And now Bussell and Chartrand jousting a little bit behind the play. Prowlers dump it back in. Cervoni over to Kirkby. One last rush looking like for Binghamton as Kirkby tried a soft dump. Didn't get it past Alex Johnson. Sent back into Prowler territory. And that's going to do it for the opening 20 minutes here at Visions Veterans Memorial Arena. It was the Black Bears scoring within the first 2 minutes, and then the Prowlers responded on the power play shortly after. It's 1-1 here in Binghamton as Tucker Scantleberry has to be escorted away from some Black Bears to get back to his dressing room. Jesse Anderson having a conversation with one of the referees. Final shots in that opening period, 7 for the Prowlers and 6 for the Binghamton Black Bears. And coming up on the Moses Roses Smoke Break, episode 3 of Behind the Eyes. We'll also take a look at some storylines from around the FPHL. And it's all coming up on the PHP Network First Intermission Report, along with the out-of-town scoreboard and game stats, and much, much more. Well, the Prowlers are celebrating 10 seasons in Port Huron, and now is your chance to get limited edition 10th anniversary gear at the team store. Come find us on the west end of McMorran Arena at every home game all season long, or online anytime at prowlersmerch.com. And you can scan the QR code on your screen now to visit the online shop. Look your boho best with gear from the Prowlers team store. Brand new 10th anniversary gear is up on prowlersmerch.com, so go check that out now while we're waiting for the second period to commence here at Visions Veterans Memorial Arena. 1-1 your score. We'll be right back with episode 3 of Behind the Eyes.
Hi, welcome.
I'm just checking in, and I have a service animal.
Service animal?
Do you have anything on the ground floor so I can let him out at night?
It's time to wake up on the sunrise side of Michigan. Wake up to beautiful beaches. Wake up to vibrant urban landscapes. Wake up to unique eats. Wake up to charming coastal towns. Wake up to cozy entertainment. Wake up to Michigan's Thumb Coast. Plan your perfect wake-up call using bluewater.org.
Keep up with your Prowlers all season long on social media. Follow us on Facebook at the Port Huron Prowlers, Instagram at PH Prowlers, and Twitter at PH Prowlers. And you can find more information on our website, phprowlers.com.
We're on a mission to feed the future by helping farmers worldwide be more resilient, more productive, more sustainable for generations to come. Corteva Agriscience. Keep growing.
Seriously, not even that much better than you.
Should've just got a ticket from phprowlers.com.
I should have just bought tickets at phprowlers.com.
I got it!
I should have just got a ticket at phprowlers.com.
I should have got a ticket at phprowlers.com.
They should have just got tickets
at phprowlers.com.
Hey.
Hi,
how are
good
you?
to see you.
Good to see you too.
Yeah.
How are you?
Good.
How's your summer?
Oh, it was nice.
It's nice.
Went really well.
So we have like season tickets for you.
Mm-hmm.
We're glad to see you this season. Like we're ready to play.
Oh yeah.
And we're so excited. We're coming back in our ice rink. We're practicing hard. So see you next season, all right?
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
I'm looking forward to the season too.
This doesn't exist without fan support. We go into these markets that have had hockey in the past and it hasn't worked out. And we try to, bring a product that's not just entertaining, but that is community driven, and that we can connect with the fans. Like that's the biggest thing about our league is that we're available to the fans and they can come down and talk with us and meet with us, and they have all access to us essentially. And that's something that has really been a positive thing for, not just this market, but all of the markets in this league. But obviously we wouldn't be here celebrating 10 years without the fans. We wouldn't have a team without the fans. So they're the heart and soul of the organization. We tried to incentivize early purchase of the season tickets. It's a process. I mean, it's not easy scheduling all this stuff, but it was a good idea when we had it, I think. I don't know if it's something that we'll continue to do, but maybe next year we do like a video message or something like that to the fans, personalized from your favorite player, just because of like schedules and stuff. But it's awesome. It's great to add additional perks and try things out like that. And it's something that I'm glad that we tried, and we'll see how it continues to work throughout the week here. And we'll see. We'll see if we can do it again next year. Today we're going to Country Style Marketplace, one of our partners, and we're going to support them and bring the players, some raffle items. The cheerleaders will be there as well too. We're having a meet and greet. Usually we do the one that's exclusive to season ticket holders. This is something that's open to everyone. It's awesome. We're going to do some more events like this throughout the season, and we're excited. We're excited to have them out there. Some of the guys later are going to trunk or treat. They're going to hand out some free kids tickets and some candy, and it's going to be awesome. Get those kids all jacked up on sugar, Yeah, that's awesome. It's a more intimate experience for sure. It's exclusive to season ticket holders, which is awesome. They get to come and share some appetizers with the guys, have a drink with the guys, hang out with them, ask them questions, get to know the new guys on the team. And this year more than ever, I think there's a lot more new guys, so it's going to be a good experience for them. We get to know the fans, and we always get fan favorites out of events like these. So I'm sure there's a few new guys that'll pop up and become fan favorites, and it's awesome. We love doing it every single year.
And like I say every year, it can't be done without your guys' support. This year we had an all-time high again in season ticket holders, so that's awesome, and thank you guys for referring your friends, your family, and getting them out to games. It's really appreciated, and it goes to show and allow us to have the longevity that we've had in this community, so thank you guys. Our 10th year, we have a lot of fun things planned. You saw over there as you checked in and got your jerseys, or not your jerseys, your season tickets. We have a brand new jersey that you guys got to see first here tonight. I'm going to let the guys introduce themselves right here, and you guys can get to know them. We've had a lot of new guys here this year, which is always a good thing as well. So we've got some familiar faces right here, though, too, that I'll let Fett start with.
Austin Federley.
welcome.
I'm just checking in, and I have a service animal.
Service animal?
Do you have anything on the ground floor so I can let him out at night?
We're on a mission to feed the future by helping farmers worldwide be more resilient, more productive, more sustainable for generations to come. Corteva Agriscience. Keep growing.
Keep up with your Prowlers all season long on social media. Follow us on Facebook at the Port Huron Prowlers, Instagram at PH Prowlers, and Twitter at PH Prowlers. And you can find more information on our website, phprowlers.com.
It's time to wake up on the sunrise side of Michigan. Wake up to beautiful beaches. Wake up to vibrant urban landscapes. Wake up to unique eats. Wake up to charming coastal towns. Wake up to cozy entertainment. Wake up to Michigan's Thumb Coast. Plan your perfect wake-up call using bluewater.org.
Welcome back to Binghamton. Second period will be starting in just a few minutes. Prowlers and Black Bears are tied up at 1 goal apiece. And before we continue checking out more about this game, let's take a look around the FPHL. We start with our league storylines. And big storyline last night around the league was Nick Catola took a big hit in the game against between Baton Rouge and Mississippi last night, and he ended up being stretchered off. That game ended early. They actually called the game with 4:25 left. He was placed on IR, and the man who hit him, Christian Eha, was given a suspension of 4 games earlier tonight. So he is done for 4 games is Eha. Quinn Shevers, who was kicked out of the Prowlers game last night for a lewd gesture after scoring the game-winning goal with 2:03 left. He was given a 2-game suspension by the FPHL. And the Dashers Hockey Club won their home opener in Danville, defeating the Athens Rock Lobsters 3-1. A little bit of an upset there based on how those teams have looked early on in the season. So a big moment for the Dashers Hockey Club. Hockey back in Danville. Prowlers will visit there later on this season. And then, of course, they'll play the Dashers as well in Kansas, Topeka to be specific. Now let's look around at the out-of-town scoreboard, and we start with Danbury and Hudson Valley, who are tied up at 1 goal apiece. In Newburgh, the 2 teams that face these 2 teams that we're seeing on the ice right now, it's Danila Bilov with a goal for Hudson Valley that came 23 seconds in, and Connor Woolley has the one for Danbury. In the first period in Watertown, the Wolves and Rockers are scoreless, as Trevor Babin trying to bounce back from what was an extremely tough game last night. Wolves won 7-1 over Motor City. Babin and Anton Barutkin back between the pipes for those 2 teams. And then later on, it's going to be the Dashers and the Rock Lobsters once again taking in Danville. So they will rematch, and we'll see if the Rock Lobsters can pull out a victory or if the Dashers will get the sweep. Over to the Continental Division games. Zydeco, on the strength of a goal from Shane Haggerty, have a 1-0 lead on the Mississippi Seawolves, while the Carolina Thunderbirds lead the Blue Ridge Bobcats 1-0 on the strength of a Gordon Whalen goal. Those are your scores around the FPHL. Let's turn our attention back to this game, though. Shots 7-6, and I'm sure if they counted hits in this league, it would be a lot more than 7-6, as the Prowlers, if their message from the coaching staff was to be physical. They certainly got that message, throwing bodies, finishing checks all over the ice. And after the Black Bears got the first goal of the game, they then got into some penalty trouble. Prowlers had an extended 5-on-3 that they scored on. Alex Johnson with the goal for Port Huron after Austin Thompson opened the scoring for Binghamton. And for Johnson, he continues what is a milestone weekend for him. He had his 200th point as a Prowler last night, and Ahmed Mahfouz passed Ahmed Mahfouz on the franchise all-time assist list in last night's game, and tonight he gets his 100th goal in the FPHL. So the Prowlers in a good spot after 20 minutes, certainly tied up at 1 goal apiece, as we take a look at our PHP Network trivia question, and it involves the banners hanging in the rafters. And if you were here at the start of the broadcast and were paying close attention, you would be able to see the answer. You would have seen the answer to this question. But we want to know what other Binghamton franchise besides the Black Bears has a championship banner hanging in Visions Veterans Memorial Arena. I'm not talking about division champions or conference champions. I'm talking cup champions, league champions. So we want to know what the other team that has a banner up here is, and put your guesses in the comment section. We will give you the correct answer at the start of period number 3. Nolan Egbert getting set in the goal crease, 2 hour left. 6 saves on 7 Prowlers shots, while Terry Nusiainen in the goal crease, 2 hour right, 5 saves on 6 Black Bears shots. Matt Graham and Kyle Steppen getting set at center ice for the opening faceoff of period number 2. No penalties carrying over. So we'll have 5-on-5 hockey just as soon as that linesman stands back up. Surely that will be on highlight reels around the league. The linesman tripping over the blue line just before the puck drop to start this period. The Prowlers work in. It's Lockney with a shot that was blocked up in traffic. Egbert pokes it over to the corner. Lockney first on it there. To the point, Brockway whips it towards Lockhart. Got it on net, deflected just wide. Lockney picks it up on the other side. I don't think that one made it to the net as he was tied up with Cameron Cervoni. And now Fleck with a steal, but it's poked out by Steppen. Dumped right back in. Prowlers in a delayed offside situation. They're in the midst of a change. And Cervoni has it behind his own net. Austin Federley looks to be playing some defense on this shift, paired up with Alex Johnson. Oh, pardon me, I didn't see Ludwig Fellstrom over on the far side. Don't listen to me. But do listen to me when I tell you that that was an icing against the Black Bears, so the faceoff will come all the way down into Binghamton territory. Federley to take the draw against Steppen. Long shift for the Black Bears to start this second period. See if the Prowlers can take advantage. Johnson, wrister, was blocked on the way through. And now Yates works his way out. How's Bussell with him? Yates dancing through. Tried to stop up in the corner, but he left the puck behind. Kirkby kept it in, though, and puts it right back over to the far side. Fellstrom on for Leas. Bumped out towards Weber. Goes D-to-D for Poirier. And now Poirier back over to Weber. Thompson floats it across the ice. Got through Fellstrom and Bussell. Picked up on the other side by Federley, who launches it off the boards and out. And it's smacked back to this side. A little ping-pong hockey going on here, as Federley touched it through his own legs, but only found Kirkby on the other side. Now Thompson centering feed, but he handed it right to Alex Johnson. Leas tried to chip it past Weber. Delayed offsides against the Prowlers as Scantleberry preceded that puck into the zone. Headman feed, home run pass towards Thompson was off his stick. And now the Prowlers look to turn back up. But instead they ice the puck as James did not get a touch on it. So just over 2 minutes gone in the Hungry Howie's second period, and the faceoff will come all the way down Valtteri Nusiainen's end. Prowlers were the only shot on goal so far here in period 2. Daniel Chartrand has to leave the ice as he came on a change, but it was an icing, so the Prowlers can't change. Here's Parsons trying to poke it through, but taken by Binghamton. Chris Mott up high. Weber's shot blocked by Houlihan. Where's the puck? We lost the puck. Houlihan was looking behind him. He would have had an outright breakaway if it landed in front of him. Does Michael Houlihan need to check his equipment? I have no idea where that puck ended up. Faceoff will be just outside of Prowler territory. Michael Houlihan blocked the shot and the puck disappeared. And now they'll move the faceoff down to Port Huron territory. So Mott and Graham take the faceoff. Graham still with a couple of words for the linesman. They're still talking about it. Now Gavin Yates is being escorted to a penalty box. And how about a third faceoff dot? Gavin Yates has a 2-minute penalty up on the board, and forgive me because I did not see what he did. Let's see if we can get any kind of clarification. Nothing has come down on my penalty sheet yet, but the Prowlers have the power play group out there. This will be their 4th man advantage of the game. They are 1 for 3, scoring on a 5-on-3 earlier in period 1. So it's actually Coach Sherwood, Brant Sherwood, the head coach of the Black Bears in his 2nd season, who picks up the penalty for abusive official. Just 2 minutes. And the Black Bears killing it off pretty cleanly so far. As Sherwood came in last season and won a Commissioner's Cup. And he's back here this season. Again, year 2 for him. Here's Scantleberry trying to dangle towards the net. That didn't work. Cervoni plays it off the boards. Kept in by Matt Graham. Drop for Federley. Down low looking for Scantleberry. Cervoni stepped right in front of that. And he fires it all the way down ice. Minute 13 left on the man advantage for Port Huron. Federley fires it across to Alex Johnson. And now Lockney through center into Binghamton territory. Steffen took it from him though. And he wrapped it all the way down along the boards. And down to Nusiainen. Prowlers have gotten nothing going on this power play as they switch up the unit. Thelstrom over to Brockway. Makes a move around Mott. And here comes Ben Brockway on the left wing. His shot stopped by Egbert. Van Orsdale in the corner. They'll work it up to Thelstrom. Down to Lockhart on the half wall. Thelstrom right at the top. Rips one, he scores! Looked like Chartrand got a tip in front. 2nd power play goal of the night for the Prowlers. And they take their 1st lead of the season. The drive by Thelstrom from straight on center point. Chartrand got a tip on it, and it goes to the top corner. First of the year for Daniel Chartrand. It is 2-1 Prowlers, and again, this is the first time the Prowlers have had a lead at any point this season in game number 4. Their only victory, of course, coming by way of the shootout. Thelstrom picks up his 1st point as a Prowler, and Brett Lockhart, the other assist, gets his 1st point of the season as Nusiainen blockers that shot out of play. We'll get a whistle and a little bit of a scrum. Chartrand coming in to liven things up a bit. He went after Thompson. Parsons in there. So is Bussell. They try to get everybody separated. And it looks like Daniel Chartrand, the only one to the penalty box. So Binghamton getting a man advantage opportunity to tie this game right back up. And it's the Black Bears' third power play of the game. Not sure why Chartrand came in into that pile like that. But the power play back on the ice for the Black Bears. They are 0 for 2 so far. They have Tosto, Bussell, Kirkby, Yates, and Thompson, their top unit. Prowlers killing with Leas, Federley, Brockway, and Heinzel to start. Kirkby walks the blue line over to Bussell. His shot blocked by Brockway, but he couldn't control it with his stick, so Bussell's back on it. Yates at the top, walks down the wall. Pass back to him, went off the boards, but Yates able to recover. Bussell, Yates again. Thompson battling with Heinzel in front. Kirkby, straight on, shot deflected, and goes just wide. Yates had his stick lifted by Federley, who clears it down. Egbert tried a quick up, but the puck was rolling on him a little bit, so it took some time getting to Kirkby. Prowlers able to complete a change as Bussell. Well, they got 3 players off. Adam Heinzel still stuck out there. Yates right at the top. Heinzel in front of the net for the Prowlers, defending on Thompson. Yates looking to take another trip around the zone. He cycles it behind the cage towards Thompson. Now Bussell up the wall towards Yates. 50 seconds left in the Black Bear man advantage. Bussell, Kirkby straight on, shot blocked by Luke James, and Prowlers looking to start a shorthanded break. They couldn't control the puck, and now the Black Bears move back out. Kirkby down to a knee, passed it right to Michael Houlihan, who fires his way up, has James with him, but offside at the Binghamton line. 29 seconds left on Daniel Chartrand's unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. We'll have the rest of it for you when we come back. You're watching Port Huron Prowlers hockey on the PHP Network.
Welcome to McDonald's. How may I help you?
Can I please get a big...
What I need from you is a chicken Big Mac.
A chicken Big Mac? That's not a Big Mac.
Actually, it is.
It's not...
A Big Mac.
Chicken Big Mac?
Chicken bag, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, and pickles on a sesame seed bun. Enjoy.
The chicken Big Mac.
It's not a Big Mac.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Live where you work. Work where you play. Is your work commute making you miserable? Quit the commute. Explore hot jobs in St. Clair County paying $40,000 to $100,000 or more. Visit stclairhotjobs.com. Spend more time doing what you love. If you're not currently living in St. Clair County, or you know friends or family that moved away but are ready to come back, then visit stclairhotjobs.com to find a new job and make the move.
Back here in Binghamton, 2-1 Prowlers. Still 29 seconds left on the Black Bears' third power play of the night. They have not had a shot on goal during it yet. And the faceoff just outside of Binghamton territory after the rush by Michael Houlihan and Luke James. Off this draw, it's Steffen trying to move around Federley. His pass towards Stuckless was missed. Prowlers thought it might be an icing call, but it was waved off. Now Alex Johnson takes the puck off the wall, had some space, and he fires it all the way down. That should take care of the rest of the penalty. Sirota looking to turn the corner, drops it off for Anderson. So we're back to 5-on-5. Clark had it stolen away by Chartrand, able to one-hand it along. And now he'll head off for a change as Sirota revs the engines up ice. Working around Van Orsdell, poked off his stick, and Elliot Van Orsdell sent James along. And now Chartrand dumps it in deep. Weber. Bumped there by James. Now it's dug out by Weber. And he gave it right away to Chartrand, but the puck was rolling. He couldn't handle it cleanly and get it on net. He was also on his backhand, bit of a tough play, but bad turnover there by Binghamton. And luckily for the Black Bears, they get out of it. Lockhart wraps it around in Chartrand's direction, able to get it out of the zone before it's fired right back in. Binghamton making some forward changes as Brockway off the back wall to Lockhart. Lockhart poked off his stick by Yates. Nusiainen all the way out of his crease to play it out of the zone. And that's something we saw a lot of in training camp, or at least I did. Well, Terry Nusiainen loves to play the puck, and he will play the puck everywhere. He has no fear of playing it with his stick. Delayed penalty is coming up against the Prowlers. Possibly too many men on the ice. I heard some Black Bears players yelling for that. The Port Huron will be shorthanded in just a couple of moments after Matt Graham touches up, and that is indeed the call. Too many men on the ice against the Port Huron Prowlers. So the Black Bears back to the man advantage, their fourth of this game. Gavin Fleck will serve. And it's a power play that you really don't want to mess with if you're the Port Huron Prowlers. It's like, I guess we'll call it poking the bear. That feels like the most appropriate analogy to use in a game like this. It came in second in the league at a nearly 25% clip through their first 5 games. And the Binghamton power play will get to work again as Kirkby couldn't get it deep, but Steffen takes it, and he's out at the blue line. Steffen down the wall. Looking towards the net, Chartrand got just enough of him, and Steffen one-hands it back to the point to Kirkby. Watched by Alex Johnson up high. Steffen up to center point, switches spots with Kirkby, gave it to the Black Bears captain, and now across to Yates. Kirkby with Johnson right in the shooting lane. Thompson and Heinzel battling in front of the net. 45 seconds gone on this power play for the Black Bears as Steffen floated through. Couldn't find the target. Yates around the cage. And now up high, it's Kirkby again. Steffen unloads the one-timer. That goes off the glass and out of play. And honestly, I think the Black Bears might be a little bit lucky that that one went out of play. I think that could have gone off the glass and all the way down. But instead, it's a stoppage with 1:02 to go on the too many men on the ice call against the Prowlers. It'll be Stuckless and Luke James in the face-off circle to the right of Alteri Nusiainen. Stuckless able to win this one back to Anderson, and now Bussell. Over to Anderson, now to the left wing side, Clark. Anderson back on it, watched by Lockhart, sent it down low towards Stuckless, got through his stick. Prowlers can't clear though, as Anderson recovers on the wall. Bussell back to Anderson, wrister, and that one goes wide. I think he was looking for Stuckless's stick in front. James looking to chop it out, and he does, all the way down. 30 seconds left on the Binghamton power play. Houlihan in there causing some trouble, and out come the Black Bears now. It's Stuckless. Pulls up, feeds it across to Bussell. He walks the blue line. Watched by Houlihan, now gives to Anderson. Final 10 seconds ticking off the too many men on the ice penalty against the Prowlers. Anderson works to the middle, shot deflected, wide again. Back to 5-on-5, Johnson looking for the home run feed, but he just fanned on it as Fleck was coming out of the penalty box. Sirota from a knee got it out, Weber a drive, caught the back glass. It was kicked around, Nusiainen jumps on top and hangs on as Heinzel took his man to the ice. They'll separate those two, and we'll see if there's anything coming when we come back. 9:54 to go in period number 2. You're watching Port Huron Prowlers Hockey on the PHP Network.
See that? That's what 100% mozzarella looks like. What dough made daily looks like. What fresh ingredients and 8 irresistible flavored crusts on pizza cooked to perfection looks like. It's so much flavor, we don't even know if it's legal to have this much flavor. Now you can get that famous flavor for only $8.99. Wait, a large one-topping pizza for $8.99? That's a deal. It's a steal. No, it's a crime. Just $8.99 for a one-topping pizza full of our famous flavor. Now that's how we do a deal.
Hungry?
Howie's!
SMR Automotive Systems is part of the Motherson Group and a proud community sponsor of the Port Huron Prowlers. We are one of the largest manufacturers of rear-view mirrors for passenger vehicles in the world, with local plants in Port Huron and Marysville. We strive to support our local communities and have positions available for various abilities and experience. Find out more about who we are at smr-automotive.com.
Back here in Binghamton, 2-1 Prowlers, just past the midway point of the hockey game. And both Adam Heinzel and Jesse Anderson, or Zach Sirota, pardon me, that's 1-7 on the jersey, not 2 7s. Zach Sirota and Adam Heinzel sitting in the penalty boxes. And, you know, to be honest, it seems the referees are calling it tight. Sirota and Heinzel just battling in front, and they wrestled each other to the ice, and instead of taking nobody, they decided to take both, and we'll have some 4-on-4 action. We'll say the refs are calling it tight, I guess, as we get set. We get full 2 minutes of 4-on-4. No penalties have come down on the penalty sheet yet, but it is indeed what is going on. Don't know the exact calls is what I mean. As Graham moves it up to Lockney on the left wing side. Lockney pulls up, back to the point. It's Johnson. Over to Lockney, rink wide feed to Federley. Johnson, ripper off the back glass, just a bit too high, but he got all of that wrist shot. Pass by Lockney, taken away. Steppen sends Yates in on a breakaway. Johnson got just enough, but he took a penalty, and this will most likely be a penalty shot, I think. We'll find out as soon as the Prowlers touch the puck, which they will here. It looks like they're sending Alex Johnson to the penalty box. You know what? I don't know if I think the Prowlers are happy it's not a penalty shot, but I cannot believe that that is not a penalty shot. I felt that Alex Johnson clearly took away a scoring opportunity from behind on Kyle Steppen, but Prowlers will certainly take it. And if they're going to call a penalty there, I think it should be a penalty shot. I don't think the Prowlers agree that there should have been a penalty at all. But either way, if they were going to call a penalty, that certainly felt like a penalty shot situation. Again, surely Port Huron doesn't mind that it's just the 2 minutes and not the penalty shot, but they'll be shorthanded. 4-on-3 for the next minute 18, and then 5-on-4 once Heinzel and Sirota step out of the penalty boxes. And off the draw, James able to poke it out. Brockway and Kirkby came together hard. Kirkby is very slow to his skates, checking his face, and the fans are reacting to that. May have been Brockway's stick that got Kirkby up high, but since it was on a follow-through of a clear, then no penalty call there. Steppen tried to pass it across. Brockway got it with the skate. But that is an important clarification in the FPHL and in most hockey leagues. If it's a follow-through, then no high sticking call will be made. As Yates sends it down to Thompson, has Kirkby, gives it to him, and he couldn't find the target. Not sure if one of the Chartrand or Brockway got a piece of it. And Thompson went down pretty easily in front of the crease. Prowlers getting a penalty as Chartrand is getting called. Comes over to Kirkby, tried to pass it across, stopped by Nusiainen. And the arm is up in the air against Daniel Chartrand. That was a late arm from the referee. Chartrand was swinging his stick in the passing lanes. It caught Thompson. Thompson went down, and while he was on the ice, the referee put his arm up in the air. Although Chartrand is going to the bench. So now he's going over to the penalty box. I was going to say I may owe the referees an apology, but now Chartrand is going over to the penalty box on the late call by the referee. No, this will not be a 4-on-2. It will be a 5-on-3 for 16 seconds and then the first whistle. I believe that's what it should be. Unless they'll say it's 4-on-3 and then 5-on-4. But then it would be 5-on-3. I'm trying to think this one. I believe the rule is that Chartrand's 2 can't start until Heinzel and Sirota's 16 seconds finish. And it will be 5-on-3 until that 16 seconds ends and a whistle. So then Heinzel and Sirota can come out during a whistle and make it actually 5-on-3 again. But they need to prevent Heinzel and Sirota coming out, because if they do step out of the penalty boxes, then it will be 6-on-4 with both goaltenders in, and well, that's not supposed to happen. These things are very, very complicated, unfortunately. We'll get the face-off deep in Prowler territory, and they actually have it 4-on-3. So either I am incorrect or this is being done incorrectly. The former is way more likely, to be honest, but I'm sure we'll hear about it after the game if it is done incorrectly. As off this face-off, Prowlers look to clear, and Brockway does. Prowlers certainly are not unfamiliar with things being done incorrectly. There are 2 shootouts so far this season, preseason and regular season last Saturday, were both done incorrectly. They were both supposed to be 3-round shootouts, but ended up being 5 rounds. Luckily, it did not change the outcome of the shootout, but certainly strange, as Yates with a one-timer blocked by Brockway. He clears it only as far as Steffen, and now Kirkby up top. Sent down low towards Thompson, back up the wall to Tyson Kirkby. Across to Yates. Walks to the middle of the ice. Evan Yates down to Kirkby. Backdoor feed. And he split Steppen and Thompson. Now Thompson backdoor Kirkby. Put it on net. But it floated right through. Alex Johnson will step out of the box. So now it's 5-on-4 as a drive. Stop the rebound. Another save by Nusiainen. He hangs on for a whistle and a face-off. And Valtteri Nusiainen with another big save. He stopped Thompson dead on the doorstep. So just Chartrand's penalty now up on the board. It's 5-on-4 for the next minute and 12 seconds. And Tosto wins this face-off cleanly away from Luke James. Anderson gives it over to Clark. Down low to Bussell. Anderson, near side Weber. Watched by Federley, sent it through. Tosto got a piece, but not enough to direct it on net. Clark has Tosto in front, sent it there. Good play by Lockhart to get his stick down in the passing lane. Then Lockhart from his knees got it to the line and just out, as Anderson barely was able to stop it from going all the way down ice with his glove. Now Luke James steps in from a pass in neutral ice. He sent it deep, and he's upended by Weber. And a penalty coming against Dan Weber, interference, the signal, and that will negate the rest of the Binghamton power play. So 34 seconds of 4-on-4, and Luke James drawing a penalty there against Dan Weber. He's been involved away from the action, has Luke James. Getting in players' faces certainly a lot tonight. So 6:28 to go in period 2 and 34 seconds left on Daniel Chartrand's penalty. That's how long we'll have 4-on-4 before a minute and 26 seconds of 5-on-4 power play time for the Prowlers, barring any more penalties. Off the faceoff, Scantlebury with a steal, just gets it back deep. And behind the net, it's Cervoni. Working out is Anderson. Trying to get past Thelstrom. Anderson back up the wall. Thelstrom makes him pass it off. Cervoni off the corner boards, right to Tyson Kirkby. Indirect feed, caught by the Black Bears captain. Now Cervoni at the top. Chartrand out of the box, so it's a Prowlers man advantage. Black Bears still controlling deep in Port Huron territory. Lockhart staples Thompson to the wall, and Thelstrom takes the puck. The Prowlers can start their power play. Scantlebury dumps it all the way around. Minute 10 on the man advantage for Port Huron. Cervoni claps it around. Johnson keeps it in at left point. Wrister to the net. Stopped by Egbert. Scantlebury tried to turn it out in front. That went off a skate to a side scrum in the corner. Chartrand stepping in to add to it. He and a Black Bear go down. It's underneath that Black Bear in the corner. And they blow it dead with 49 seconds left in the penalty to Weber. That's Anderson, who was upended by Chartrand, who was digging for that puck. And then the puck underneath Jesse Anderson. We'll see where the faceoff is. They keep it inside the zone. Fifth power play of the night for the Prowlers is an abbreviated one. Again, 49 seconds left on it. They've survived a number of Binghamton power plays. Certainly down 5-on-4 is not somewhere the Prowlers want to be. And it looks like it's going to be 4-on-4. As Daniel Chartrand is heading over to the penalty box to cheers from the Black Bears fans. Prowlers confused about this one. It's Chris Paulin on the Prowler bench, and then Austin Federley as well. We're right over there to talk with the referees, but the brief Prowlers power play became even briefer, as now 4-on-4 for 49 seconds and then a minute 11 of Black Bears power play time. And an unsportsmanlike conduct to Daniel Chartrand, his second of the period. As off the faceoff, Prowlers control. Federley play to pass off a leg, and now it's a 3-on-2 for Port Huron. Johnson slows up, and he's dumped by Steffen, who's getting a penalty, as that was from behind. Johnson still down the ice. Federley winds, gives down to Graham. Steffen over there to check on Alex Johnson, who's up on his own and skating back to the Prowler bench. Meanwhile, play is blown dead as the Black Bears touch up. And that is certainly a hit from behind on Kyle Steffen, who did not mean to do it, certainly, although Tucker Scantlebury wants to challenge him. Steffen went right back over to see if Alex Johnson was okay. We will figure all this out and have some more hockey for you when we come back on the PHP Network.
Explore the 140 miles of stunning shoreline along Lake Huron. That is Michigan's Thumb Coast. Discover charming coastal towns, serene beaches, and endless outdoor adventures. Stay at cozy hotels, paddle through pristine blue waters, and hit the fairways along breathtaking views. Plan your perfect getaway at bluewater.org.
We're on a mission to feed the future by helping farmers worldwide be more resilient, more productive, more sustainable for generations to come. Corteva Agriscience. Keep growing.
Hi, welcome.
I'm just checking in, and I have a service animal.
Service animal?
Do you have anything on the ground floor so I can let him out at night?
Back here in Binghamton, 4:51 to go in period number 2. Tucker Scantleberry has been sent to the dressing room. There's 2 minutes up on the board for Kyle Steppen. So it will be a 4-on-3 Prowlers power play now. And we'll find out the extent of Scantleberry, whether that's just a 10-minute misconduct or a game misconduct. Steppen certainly from behind on Alex Johnson, who was slow to his skates. But after the TV timeout, Johnson right back out there lining up on the far wing. So good to see him all good to go. Johnson taps it back to Austin Federley as the Prowlers begin the 4-on-3. Johnson, Federley, Lockney with the puck now, and Graham battling in front out there for Port Huron as Federley walks in, he shoots! And he had the corner, but just couldn't find it. Black Bears let him walk right down Main Street. Federley fixed the one-timer. And now Weber set to come out of the box. Graham tried to feed it across, and Weber with a breakaway. Federley hustling to cut him down, and Weber stopped by Nusiainen. That couldn't have happened at a worse time for the Prowlers, as an errant pass ended up coming out of the zone. So it's 4-on-4 for 50 seconds until Chartrand steps out of the box. Leas looking down towards Matt Graham, over to Johnson. Wrister blocked, and now it's Kirkby on a breakaway. Johnson hustling after him. Johnson's going to beat him there, and Kirkby only got a weak shot up. Nusiainen was run over by Anderson, and now he and Graham are involved. Arm is up for a penalty. And there may be more coming as Anderson and Graham are separated by the linesman. Anderson came in and bumped Nusiainen after he got hit, or after he made the save, pardon me. Johnson came back and made a play on Kirkby. I'm not sure if it was legal or not, but there was an arm up in the air, and indeed Alex Johnson's going to the penalty box. The parade to the boxes continues in this game, one that's being called very, very tight. Prowlers were looking for something against Jesse Anderson, who caught Nusiainen up high. Nothing doing, and it's a Black Bears power play for 38 seconds. And then they'll have some 5-on-4 time once Steppen comes out of the box in a minute 4. Ironically, the player that Steppen hit to get the boarding penalty is now in the box in Alex Johnson. But what I know right now is that it's 4-on-3 for the next 38 seconds. Binghamton on the man advantage. I believe it's their 7th of the game, but I mean, who knows at this point? I've lost track a little bit. Tosto and James are getting set for this face-off. Tosto won it back clean. Yates walks to the middle of the ice, gives over to Kirkby. Tried to give it over to Tosto. He wasn't looking. Austin Federley has some time and space. He'll take it and now reverse back. Feeds Ben Brockway with some more time, and he rips it all the way down. 20 seconds left on the penalty to Chartrand as Yates skates back in. Yates to Tosto. Wrister up high off the back glass. Federley fanned on the first attempt to get it out. Now the puck's underneath him in the corner, dug out by Kirkby. Chartrand back to join the play, so now it's 4-on-4. Drop pass, Wrister blocked. And the Black Bears will be, oh no, it's 5-on-4 Black Bears, pardon me. A one-time blast is stopped by Nusiainen, goes off the backboards. Federley, wraparound try, they score. and it's Cameron Clark with a power play goal. And that ties the score up at 2. Not sure what will happen with the penalties at this point. Johnson still sitting in the box. But Cameron Clark stole it from behind the net, caught Nusiainen looking the wrong way, and put home his 3rd goal of the season on the wraparound. Believe that goes down as a power play goal. There were 5 Black Bears on the ice. Did I count wrong? I think I counted wrong. It is now a Black Bears power play. Steffen steps out of the penalty box. It's 5-on-4. I apologize. I am very off on all these penalties as Bussell goes around the net. Thompson will go down as a 4-on-4 even strength goal to tie this game up. Binghamton with 37 seconds of man advantage time now. Steffen lost the handle, got it back. Steffen down the right wing wall, fed it across, and Bussell didn't get all he wanted on that one-timer. Henry stopped up along the wall, and Thompson bounces it back over to the far side. 15 seconds left in the penalty to Alex Johnson. Steffen down to Henry, poked off his stick neatly by Adam Heinzel. And Steffen back to the line to Bussell. Back to Steffen. He walks up high. 5-on-5 now as Johnson steps out of the box. We'll see how long that 5-on-5 lasts. Johnson comes in to make a defensive play on Anderson. And it's chopped out of play into the Black Bears bench. Minute 47 to go in period 2. So officially that is an even strength goal by Cameron Clark to make it 2-2. As Federley lost it in his skates, Clark took it and wrapped it right around. They show the replay here on the Jumbotron at Visions Veterans Memorial Arena. Luke James has been asked to leave this face-off. Elliot Van Orsdale takes it instead, and Stuckless wins it from him. Puck hops up off the dasher. Now Stuckless in the corner, tried to center. James blocked it, and it rolls to Nusiainen, who gets the glove on top for a whistle and a face-off. I'll try and figure a lot of things out when we get to the intermission. Stick around for the Moses Roses smoke break. Second intermission report. Chat about the game so far, Prowlers' upcoming schedule, and a lot more. So stick around for that once these final 95 seconds of game time expire. Fed across to Poirier. Prowler knocked down in front. It was Chartrand, and now Stuckless is going to the penalty box. And as I mentioned earlier, they are calling a lot. They are calling it tight. Prowlers are going to what I believe is their 6th power play of the game, with a minute 26 to go in period number 2. So the Prowlers, who already have 2 power play goals in this game, will try for a 3rd. Alex Johnson and Daniel Chartrand, the goal scorers so far tonight for Port Huron. Off the face-off. Graham pokes it to the point, but Kirkby right there cleared out of the zone. Federley making sure that Thompson can't get any kind of a shorthanded break going. And now Austin Federley skates it all the way in. Backhander fought off by Egbert. That looked a little bit awkward as Tyson Kirkby sends it all the way down. Now Lockney pulls up on Kirkby into the Black Bear zone. Lucas Lockney tried to get it back deep. It was stuck up in Kirkby. To a side scrum. Graham comes in to help. Lockney able to just get it back to Johnson in the final minute of this period. Graham to the net. Lockney scores! Second of the weekend for Lucas Lockney. 3rd power play goal of the night for the Prowlers, and they regain the lead. It was Graham right down low for Lockney. A perfect pass and an easy tap in for the Slovakian. Having a goal per game guy for for the Prowlers in Lucas Lockney. Prowlers' man advantage has been cooking in this game. Another assist for Matt Graham as well. So Port Huron will try and get this one to the horn up in front. 30 seconds left as Egbert couldn't handle the dump in. And the Black Bears able to clear it to the corner as Anderson rescued it. Here comes Tosto the other way. Tosto to the net, and he scores. Rockaway took down Tosto. There was a penalty coming up, but the puck slipped past Nusiainen, and just seconds later, we're tied up again. I guess we'll have to call that the announcer's jinx against me. Third goal of the season for Blake Tosto, who has a game in all, or point in all 6 games this season so far for Binghamton. And a heck of a second period has 18.9 seconds left in it. Both teams finding the back of the net with some regularity. Matt Graham having a chat with a referee and a linesman over at his bench. Now both referees chatting. Remember, new rule in the league this year. The teams are able to challenge certain things with the goal cameras above the nets now installed in every arena. Graham still having that conversation. And assistant coach Chris Paulin involved in the discussion as well. And I think they're asking the Prowlers if they want to challenge this goal. Both referees talking with them, and it looks like they will not challenge anything. So 3-3 our score, 18.9 seconds left to go in period 2, as it's tied up underneath Federley and finally pulled out. Anderson gets the red line, dumps it right in off the corner glass, and Tosto, the goal scorer, moves it along. Parsons fired it around the glass, out of the zone. That's going to do it for an exciting middle 20 minutes of hockey. Prowlers and Black Bears knotted up at 3 goals apiece. Shots in that middle frame favoring Binghamton 10-6. And each team with 2 tallies in that second period. And the way we're going, each team might get 3 in the third. Goaltenders hoping that doesn't happen. Shots are pretty low so far this game, 16-13 in favor of the Binghamton Black Bears. Well, coming up on the Moses Roses smoke break, we'll chat about this game so far. We'll also take a look at the Prowlers' upcoming schedule. Spoiler alert, it's going to look pretty similar to the upcoming schedule that we showed last weekend during the games against Carolina. So just be ready for that as the Prowlers get set to talk about it in the locker room. Black Bears as well. And we will see you shortly for the second intermission report, and we'll have it for you right here on the PHP Network. Secure your seats for the Prowlers' next home game on Friday, November 1st, as they host the Motor City Rockers on Military Appreciation Night, with puck drop at McMorran Place scheduled for 7:05 p.m. The team will be wearing specialty jerseys that will be auctioned off after the game to support the Port Huron Elks Lodge number 343 Veterans Fund. Also bring a non-perishable food donation to be entered to win 2 Remen Club tickets at the Detroit Red Wings home game against the Chicago Blackhawks on January the 10th. And those tickets are all inclusive with gourmet food, beverage, and parking. So lots going on Military Appreciation Night at McMorran Place this upcoming Friday. You see that logo on your screen there. That's just a little tease of what those Military Appreciation Night uniforms look like. I've seen them. They look amazing. We'll certainly be posting them on the Prowlers social media this week, so be sure to stick around after the game you can only win a jersey if you're in the arena at the post-game auction. You can get your tickets online at phprowlers.com/tickets, by phone at 810-985-6166, or by scanning the QR code on your screen now. That's online at phprowlers.com/tickets, by phone at 810-985-6166, or scan the QR code on your screen now to be part of the Prowlers' 10th anniversary season. We will be right back here at Visions Veterans Memorial Arena. Prowlers and Black Bears tied up at 3. You are watching Port Huron Prowlers hockey on the PHP Network.
Hi, welcome.
I'm just checking in, and I have a service animal.
Service animal?
Do you have anything on the ground floor so I can let him out at night?
It's time to wake up on the sunrise side of Michigan. Wake up to beautiful beaches. Wake up to vibrant urban landscapes. Wake up to unique eats. Wake up to charming coastal towns. Wake up to cozy entertainment. Wake up to Michigan's Thumb Coast. Plan your perfect wake-up call using bluewater.org.
Keep up with your Prowlers all season long on social media. Follow us on Facebook at the Port Huron Prowlers, Instagram at PH Prowlers, and Twitter at PH Prowlers. And you can find more information on our website, phprowlers.com.
We're on a mission to feed the future by helping farmers worldwide be more resilient, more productive, more sustainable for generations to come. Corteva Agriscience. Keep growing.
They're seriously not even that much better than you.
Should've just got a ticket from phprowlers.com.
I should have just bought tickets at phprowlers.com.
I got it! I should have just got a ticket at phprowlers.com.
I should have got a ticket at phprowlers.com.
They should have just got tickets
at phprowlers.com. Welcome back to Visions Veterans Memorial Arena. Second intermission rolling on. Prowlers and Black Bears tied up at 3 goals apiece. And the power plays are numerous. One team is taking advantage, the other team is not, as Port Huron's man advantage has been phenomenal in this game. Let's show you the game stats real quick, as Prowlers' man advantage at my count is 3 for 5. There's a possibility that's a little bit wrong, a little bit off, but 3 for 5 is my count going down the penalty sheet. Binghamton, again at my count, 0 for 9, but some of those were very brief and whatnot, so the Port Huron penalty kill is getting a big boost, certainly on the stats department and the power play as well. Prowlers scored all 3 of their goals on the man advantage. And not a lot of shots on net, at least that have been recorded so far in this game. 16-13 officially are the shots on goals that have been put down by the off-ice officiating staff here at Visions Veterans Memorial Arena. You had a period that got physical, lots of penalties, and a big issue for the Prowlers, lots of breakaways, at least 2 or 3 in that second period alone. And Blake Tosto able to take advantage on one there. Alex Johnson took a penalty on one. And the breakaways are certainly something the Prowlers will have to look to stop. And it's not even that the Black Bears are sending guys and hanging guys. It's broken plays and guys moving up ice. They're tossing the puck up in that direction, and guys are there. It's a much more methodical way than sometimes you see in this league. Sometimes you'll see FPHL teams, and I think of the Hudson Valley Venom when the Prowlers played last night. They're sending guys. They're just trying home run pass over after home run pass, and that's not how Binghamton's doing it. And that's even the more concerning part for the Prowlers, is that Binghamton is getting these breakaways off of, again, blocked shots, missed passes, missed plays right at the Binghamton blue line where the puck needs to get deep. And that's concerning for the Prowlers, certainly, as they need to make sure that they clean that up, as Terry Nusiainen has certainly made some big saves, but it's tough when you get breakaway after breakaway throughout the game. And Nusiainen, his stat line might not be great with the 3 goals on 16 shots, but he has certainly made some very, very big saves. Prowlers have blocked a lot of shots, especially on the penalty kills. You have to give the penalty kill a lot of credit for Port Huron in this game. Huge part of why the Prowlers are tied up at this point, heading into period 3. And I'm sure if you asked Port Huron before this game if they wanted to be tied heading into the final 20 minutes of regulation, they would absolutely have taken that. And they have a shot to win this game in the final 20, and we will have it for you right here on the PHP Network. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with the upcoming schedule and out-of-town scoreboard right here on the PHP Network.
Hi, welcome.
I'm just checking in, and I have a service animal.
Service animal?
Do you have anything on the ground floor so I can let him out at night?
We're on a mission to feed the future by helping farmers worldwide be more resilient, more productive, more sustainable for generations to come. Corteva Agriscience. Keep growing.
Keep up with your Prowlers all season long on social media. Follow us on Facebook at the Port Huron Prowlers, Instagram at PH Prowlers, and Twitter at PH Prowlers. And you can find more information on our website, phprowlers.com.
It's time to wake up on the sunrise side of Michigan. Wake up to beautiful beaches. Wake up to vibrant urban landscapes. Wake up to unique eats. Wake up to charming coastal towns. Wake up to cozy entertainment. Wake up to Michigan's Thumb Coast. Plan your perfect wake-up call using bluewater.org.
Back here at Visions Veterans Memorial Arena, Will Wiggleman with you on the PHP Network as the Prowlers and Black Bears knotted up at 3 goals apiece. But before we continue talking about the game at hand, let's take a look at the games upcoming for the Port Huron Prowlers. The home and home with the Motor City Rockers that starts with Military Night on Friday, November the 1st, as they open up the first full month of the FPHL calendar. And again, a home and home Friday, Saturday against the now in-division rival Motor City Rockers. And then, remember this road trip that the Prowlers were doing to New York this weekend? Going to Newburgh and Binghamton that they're currently doing? Well, they'll do it again in 2 more weeks as they face the Venom and the Black Bears again. I promise I will remember all of my equipment next time, and we will be able to have a video stream for you in Hudson Valley as well as here in Binghamton. Again, I can't thank enough the production team and the media group here at Visions Veterans Memorial Arena with the Black Bears for helping me out in a little bit of a time of crisis for me, to be perfectly honest. But Prowlers, again, will be right back here 2 weeks from now. So if they didn't get everything out of their systems as far as the nastiness tonight, well, they'll certainly have some time in 2 weeks to get into that. Well, now we'll take a look around the FPHL with our out-of-town scoreboard. And we start in Newburgh, where the Prowlers were last night, as the Danbury Hat-Tricks have a 3-1 lead on the Hudson Valley Venom. Johnny Ruiz with a shorthanded goal and Bodan Zinchenko a power play goal, both in the second period, extended the advantage for Danbury. Again, up 3-1 now, late stages, second period. Motor City Rockers and Watertown Wolves playing a much tighter game than they did last night. It is 2-2 from Watertown Municipal Arena. TJ Sneath and Clay Hightower have the goals for Motor City as they sandwich goals by Trevor Newman and Ludlow Harris Jr. for the Watertown Wolves, former Prowler Ludlow Harris. So they are playing midway through period 2, 2-2, the score there. Through 20 minutes of play in Danville, the Rock Lobsters are flexing their crustacean muscles on the Dashers Hockey Club 3-0 through 20 minutes, and those 3 goals came in a span of 2 minutes and 12 seconds, or 11 seconds, pardon me, for the Rock Lobsters. Orko Weisblatt, Philip Virgil, and Garrett Milan are the goal scorers in Danville after the Dashers defeated the Rock Lobsters last night in their home opener. Switching over to the Continental Division scores, the Baton Rouge Zydeco are up 2-0 on Mississippi through 20 minutes of play, or 40 minutes of play, pardon me. Down at Mississippi Coast Coliseum, Shane Haggerty and former Seawolf Dmitry Kuznetsov have the goals. Another former Seawolf in Jackson Bond has recorded an assist as well for the Baton Rouge Zydeco. And finally, the last game on our list, Carolina and Blue Ridge. The Bobcats won last night at home via shutout 3-0. But it's the Thunderbirds with a 2-1 lead in the second period. They changed that first goal to Jordan Gagnon. Tristan Sim, former Prowler, has another goal this season for the Blue Ridge Bobcats. And then Roman Kramer, in the final minute of period 1, put Carolina ahead with a power play marker. And that is where they stand in Wytheville as the Thunderbirds and the Bobcats battle it out for the second time this weekend. Of course, here it is 3-3 between the Prowlers and the Binghamton Black Bears. We did want to just update you on Tucker Scantleberry. You mentioned he was taken off the ice. He just received a 10-minute misconduct, not a game misconduct, so he will be back out for the start or period 3. At least he will be in the penalty box for the start of period 3, but then he'll be eligible to come out of the box and rejoin the Prowlers once he has served his time. As we move over to period number 3, and we take a look at our PHP Network trivia question. We wanted to know what Binghamton franchise, besides the Black Bears, also has a championship banner up in the rafters here at Visions Veterans Memorial Arena. Again, if you paid attention during the pregame open, you would have seen this banner. The correct answer is the Binghamton Senators, who won the Calder Cup as the AHL champions back in 2011. One of 3 AHL teams that have played here at Visions Veterans Memorial Arena, along with the Binghamton Rangers and Binghamton Whalers. They've also hosted also with various kinds of banners that are not championship banners, not league championship banners. Up in the Raptors, you have the Icemen of the UHL, you have the Broom Dusters of the North American Hockey League. Lots of hockey history here in Binghamton. The Senators are your answer to tonight's PHP Network trivia question. Nolan Egbert has led his team onto the ice. He has stopped 10 of the Prowlers' 13 shots so far, while Terry Nusiainen heading back over to his crease. He's made 13 saves on 16 Black Bears shots. Alex Johnson has a goal and an assist for the Prowlers. Matt Graham, a couple of helpers. While for the Black Bears, Jesse Anderson with 2 assists for Binghamton. Prowler goal scorers are Johnson, Chartrand, and Lockney. And for Binghamton, it's Thompson, Clark, and Tosto in what has been a fun game so far here at Visions Veterans Memorial Arena. Back and forth. Both teams have held the lead at some point during this game. And we are ready for the final 20 minutes of regulation between the Prowlers and the Black Bears. Again, Tucker Scantleberry sitting in the penalty box to serve the rest of his 10-minute misconduct. So we will have 5-on-5 hockey to begin period number 3. As Jesse Anderson chatting with one of the referees. Kyle Steppen will take the draw against Matt Graham at center. And we'll begin the Scholes Family McDonald's 3rd period here in Binghamton. Thanks again for sticking with us tonight as the Prowlers and the Black Bears face off for the first time this season. As Lockney takes an offensive territory, gave to Federley, was passed back to the point to Lockhart, didn't connect. And Lockhart all the way back in his own end to collect the puck. As they're announcing the Tosto goal from back in the 2nd period here over the PA system. This pass launched out. Lockhart on both knees, able to collect it and move it back up ice. And now working back in is Cervoni from the outside, saved by Nusiainen. And the rebound comes to Graham on the half wall. He couldn't chop it out. And now Yates took a bump from Brockway, but Ben Brockway ended up getting the worst of that one. The centering feed was right on Austin Federley's stick. Dumps it down on Egbert. Prowlers get a quick change going. Long lead pass is up to Steppen. He'll just send it deep. Chartrand finishes his check. And then Thelstrom took a bump after moving it to Alex Johnson. Up comes Houlihan to offensive territory, but that shot didn't go anywhere where he wanted it to. And it bounces all the way back to Port Huron ice, and they call the icing against Binghamton early on in period 3. And the physical play continuing to build for both sides in this first shift of period 3. Prowlers will get an offensive zone faceoff, and they send out a line comprised of Jonas Leas, Gavin Fleck, and Elliot Van Orsdell. Maybe a little bit of a different look here for Port Huron, because the shot from the point by Thelstrom didn't work. Thelstrom, D to Johnson. Johnson tossed it around. Kirkby and Van Orsdell were wrestling in front of the net. And now it's Anderson skating his way out. Fed it all the way across to Poirier. And his long-range try held onto by Nusiainen with little trouble. Looks like the Prowlers switched up the forward lines here a little bit. They reunited Matt Graham, Austin Federley, and Lucas Lockney. Line that had success last night was able to produce a little bit of offense as Weber wrists it on. It's blocked by Federley. Weber after it in the corner. Couldn't one-hand it past Parsons. Now comes back to Weber. He's harassed, spinning in circles. And finally, Federley takes the puck, goes up the far half wall. Now Thompson below the goal line. Thompson backhand towards Nusiainen, and he'll take it and hang on. Thompson gave Heinzel a shot after, the whistle, or just after, and Heinzel wanted back at him. And now Bussell and Heinzel having some words. And Thompson put it on net, and then right as the whistle went, Heinzel was looking at Nusiainen. Thompson gave him a little shove, and Heinzel went right back after him. Faceoff will be deep in Prowler ice. Black Bears had switched up everybody. Prowlers switch up the forwards. Chartrand took the faceoff against Mott. And now Sirota spinning on Parsons. Parsons trying to one-hand it along. Clark back down below the goal line. Chipped around by Mott. Sirota. Out high comes to Weber. D-to-D pass. Poirier shot off a stick and collected by Nusiainen. That was Luke James up high, getting his stick in the shooting lane. Actually knocked his stick out of his hand. As the Prowlers putting the Graham line right back out there. They'll go up against the Steffen line for this defensive zone draw. Graham won it to the wall. Brockway looking to slide it out. He did just get it out of the zone, or maybe not. Black Bears did touch up anyway, as Brockway fires it across to Graham with space up the right wing side. Graham tried to float it across. They say Lockney was offside. He really doesn't agree. He has chatting with the linesman about it and shaking his head, yes, Aaron Alexin. And Lockney was indeed offside. Off this draw. Steffen got it deep. Nusiainen leaves it for Lockhart. Brockway back for Lockhart. Now up to Ben Brockway. Gets the red line, gets it deep. Chipped all the way around behind the net. Federley to Graham. Put it out in front, but there were 3 Black Bears to 1 Prowler, and Binghamton takes it away and starts a rush. Yates pulls up to the trailer. Anderson got a shot away, but missed the net by a couple of feet. Good stick by Brockway to poke it all the way down. No icing on this play, so Poirier will have to play it. And the Prowlers get some fresh bodies out there. Yates dancing around Van Orsdale, but poked off his stick neatly by Jonas Lias. And Lias up to Fleck. Cross-ice speed finds Felstrom off the boards. He dumps it around. Fleck goes in against Weber. Fleck and Weber spinning each other around. Van Orsdale taken out by Kirkby. And now Thompson with Weber and Fleck still tied up behind the play. Pass to Bussell off the boards, just too far in front. Felstrom up the wall towards Lias. He couldn't keep it moving though. Felstrom comes in to help out. And Heinzel up to Gavin Fleck. Rink-wide feed right on the tape of Weber, but he put it into Van Orsdale. Caden Henry had it stolen by Luke James behind the net. James looking for a centering feed, but puck rolled away from him. Clark got it to Stuckless. Lead pass on to Henry out of his reach. No icing though. Heinzel and Henry go into the back wall together. Meanwhile, Stuckless with the puck. He fires it around the net back this way. Parsons up towards Chartrand. Anderson first on it. And it's dumped down the ice. Houlihan was dumped by Clark at center ice. Meanwhile, puck back to the neutral zone. Cervoni stumbled, but no Prowler in the area to take advantage. And out comes Anderson. Rink-wide feed on the tape of Henry, but he stopped up just as he was entering the zone. And offsides called against Binghamton. Tucker Scantleberry is back on the ice for the Prowlers. We'll be right back here on the PHP Network.
At Hungry Howie's, we have a flavor philosophy. It's that you deserve to mix and match the most delicious flavor you've ever had with even more of the most delicious flavor you've ever had. But how can you mix and match the most delicious flavor twice at the same time? Well, we're not in the business of logic. We're in the business of blowing your flavor-loving mind with flavor upon flavor. Philosophize on that. Get any 2 items on the mix and match menu, including the 2-topping flatbread pizza for $6.99 each.
Hungry?
Howie's!
Welcome back here to Binghamton, 3-3 between the Prowlers and Black Bears, early stages, third period. Tucker Scantleberry, fresh off of finishing his 10 minutes in the penalty box on his misconduct, lined up over on the far wing, and looks like that will mean the Prowlers will get the lines back together as Austin Federley and Jonas Leas, his line mates to start the game, back out there with him. Here is Scantleberry. Headman feed towards Leas, tapped back by Anderson. Stefan picks it up off the wall, slid it wide. I think a Prowler stick helped push that one past the cage off target. Here's Yates, and he took a bump from Lockhart, who took the puck and gave it to Scantleberry. Dumped all the way around. It rims up this way to Lockhart at the point. And he just didn't keep it in, though. So offside called against Port Huron. Face-off will come outside the Black Bears zone. Shots on goal early on in this third period. All Black Bears 4-0. Prowlers will see if they can get themselves a push here, as Alex Johnson lofts it in on Egbert. That should count as a shot on goal. And it will result in a face-off in offensive territory for Port Huron. They have Matt Graham's line out there with Lockney and Fleck. Tyson Kirkby to draw against Matt Graham. Johnson lined up at the top of the circle. Scored from there last night. The face-off comes to Thelstrom, and the wrister scooped up by Egbert, and he'll hang on. Last night the Prowlers did run a nice face-off play. Scantleberry came in off the draw, got to Johnson, and a wrist shot from center point brought the Prowlers within one at that point in the second period. As this face-off poked back to Thelstrom at the line, he just gets it deep. Anderson is moving up ice. Off to Thompson, but he couldn't handle the pass, and now the Prowlers look for a counter. Evan Fleck works his way in to Lockney, backhander, rose too tall, and Johnson got it back down to Lucas Lockney. Puck hopped away from him, though. Bussell down on the ice, able to keep it moving along, and now Lockney back into offensive territory. On the backhand towards the net, Luke James rims it all the way around. Fleck and Kirkby lock up, and Fleck gets it deep. Anderson threw a hit on Luke James. A little bit slow to his skates. Fleck centering pass. Nobody home, though, for the Prowlers. And out comes Thompson to the red line and all the way back down. And a Black Bear was dumped. That was Thompson, who absorbed some big contact in front of the Prowler bench. Houlihan Couldn't move it along. Sent back towards Clark. He and Parsons tied up at the blue line. Heinzel comes in for the puck. And Heinzel reversing for Houlihan, who waits for it and now starts out. Up the right wing side, Weber jumped in front of the pass, but the Black Bears offside as Clark, not sure if he entered the zone and lost where he was or if he had never exited the zone at all. 12:35 to go in period 3. We have another offsides call in this game. Three-all game. First time, again, the Prowlers are here in Binghamton since the 2022-23 season. Trying to come away with a victory. When they were here in 2022-23, they suffered their worst loss in franchise history, 13-2 the final on January 6th, at the hands of the Black Bears. They came back the next night and won 6-5. That's just the volatility that can happen in this league from a night-by-night basis. So even if a team gets blown out one night, they certainly have a chance the next. Prowlers proved that in January 23 here at Visions Veterans Memorial Arena. As Mott fanned on it, Scantlebury trying to take advantage, but Mott comes back to defend. Scantlebury slid into the net as he was tripped up. So we will get a whistle and a face-off. Just under 8 minutes gone here in period number 3. As Scantlebury back to his skates. They'll reset the net and they'll put the face-off all the way down in Binghamton ice. So the Prowlers have Matt Graham's line out there. He'll draw against Kyle Steffen. As net back on, everybody ready to go. And they'll send Steffen out of the face-off. He disagrees and now heads over to the wing. Gavin Yates in to replace him, and Yates able to win the draw. Cervoni rims it all the way around, past Alex Johnson. No icing though, so Thelstrom will play it away, but it's turned over. Backhander save made by Nusiainen as Tosto stole it away. I think Thelstrom was looking towards Johnson, but Johnson was heading into the corner. No miscommunication there for the Prowlers, and Blake Tosto almost able to take advantage. Quick shot on the backhand. Nusiainen putting out another fire in front of his net. Off this face-off, it's pulled out by Lockney. He couldn't get it out of the zone though. Now Graham does, up towards Lucas Lockney. Anderson over to Steppen. Lofting pass, gloved down by Johnson, and now Matt Graham. Kicked along by Fleck, trying to dangle through Cervoni. Almost did get through, but Anderson able to rescue the puck. Here's Thelstrom stepping into it and punched away by Egbert. The home run pass was away from Yates, and Nusiainen played it along, but it's stolen by the Black Bears. Tasso in front looking for Yates. The pass was behind him, and now Johnson on the counter. 3-on-2 for the Prowlers if they hurry. Johnson had it poked off his stick. He'll float it down deep, knocked out of the air by Matt Graham. A turn the other direction by Poirier. Yates up the left wing side. Yates centered. That went off a Prowler. Poirier with a drive as Shorttrand was bearing down on him. Now Steppen trying to turn the corner. Over to Poirier. Rister fought off by Nusiainen. And Houlihan goes up the boards and out. Shorttrand chips it into Black Bear territory. A couple of chances either way. Weber got it touched in by Bussell. Weber first after it, the defenseman working against Parsons. He hands off for Kirkby. Now sent up high, Cervoni stepping his way in around Houlihan. But Michael Houlihan got it off his stick. Heinzel and Kirkby lock up. Bussell out to the top. Weber faked the drive. And now he'll work down into the corner. Rubbed out by Parsons. Now Chartrand able to work out. Prowlers have a 3-on-2. Thompson working back. Chartrand shot. It's up by the stick, and Houlihan couldn't get the rebound as it was right between Thompson's skates. Icing called against the Black Bears as Egbert made the save with the knob of his stick. It landed right between Thompson's skates. And we stay tied. Icing against Binghamton, offensive zone face-off for the Prowlers when we come back here on the PHP Network.
EDA, providing local business support for over 70 years. And helping to boost our region's workforce, retain and attract talent. Working to grow the local economy and the flow of money into our community to help businesses be profitable and successful. Focused on improving the region's economic strength and quality of life for residents. To learn more about the EDA of St. Clair County, visit edascc.com.
Explore 140 miles of stunning shoreline along Lake Huron in Michigan's Thumb Coast. Begin your adventure on a blanket of golden sand at one of our serene beaches. Connect with the historic atmosphere of our region's nautical influence and reconnect with friends under a blanket of stars. Plan your perfect getaway at bluewater.org.
Back here in Binghamton, 3-3. Our score with 9:44 to go in the Scholes family McDonald's third period. Prowlers will get an offensive zone face-off after the icing. They send out Austin Federley's line with Tucker Scantleberry and Jonas Leas. And Federley will draw against Kirkby, captain against captain. And off the face-off, it comes out of the zone. And Binghamton gets some fresh troops out there. Lockhart back to retrieve. Brockway, rink wide feed, finds Federley. On to Leas with some space. He shoots. Stopped by Egbert. He looked behind him, but he has it. As Jonas Leas all of a sudden found himself with a lot of time and space. Looked like he was shooting low towards the 5-hole of Nolan Egbert. Egbert able to make the save and hang on. Another offensive zone draw for the Prowlers. Matt Graham wins it back. Thelstrom gets it back at the line. Rister through traffic, hit his own man Lockney. Now Fleck threw it back towards the net, and he hit Poirier. Johnson had his stick fail him, but it comes to Lockney. He shoots off the post. That was almost a broken stick assist for Alex Johnson. Matt Graham sent it all the way through the blue paint. Comes out on the other side for Thelstrom. Anderson and Lockney tied up looking for that puck. Now Graham chases after it behind the cage. Wrapped it in front. It's loose in the crease and poked towards the corner. Stuckless. Back over to the far side. Anderson and Graham get there together. Anderson tied up by Lockney. Comes up to Henry. His pass across right to Gavin Fleck. Prowlers reset with Adam Heinzel. As both teams make some changes. 8.5 to go in period 3. Thelstrom, lead pass looking for Luke James. He was tied up by Anderson. No icing. As Yates weaves and gives up to Tosto. Parsons on for Heinzel. Looking for James. They didn't connect on the pass. And now it's Poirier again. And we'll see if the Black Bears can string together a couple of passes. Instead, it's dumped out towards Chartrand. Dumps it right back into Steffen. He gives it right back to Daniel Chartrand. Heinzel back in neutral ice. He dumps it towards the Binghamton end. This time, Poirier skating it. Gets into offensive territory, sends a cross-corner dump. That's chipped back out by Scantleberry. James had to sidestep a hit from Tusto. Cervoni, another cross-corner dump. Johnson plays it there. And now he'll go back behind his own net. Settle things down for a second. Neither team able to string a couple of passes together for about a minute or two there. They're just sending it back and forth. We'll see if the Prowlers can get a rush going here. Scantleberry from the outside is shot, ramps off a stick, and flies into the protective netting, out of play. No shots in over 2 minutes for either side. We'll see if the Prowlers can find one here. With the offensive zone draw, shots in this third period are favoring the Black Bears 7-5. They're up 23-18 in that department for the game. Federley and Kirkby for this draw to Egbert's right. Kirkby wins it back clean. Weber to Thompson. Lofted out, gloved down by Fellstrom. And now Federley. He sends it in deep. Rims around towards Weber. He left it there in the corner where Kirkby collects. Now Bussell just lips it out towards Johnson, who's crunched by Thompson. I don't think Alex Johnson ever saw Austin Thompson coming. Black Bears work back in. Fellstrom took the puck. Johnson is getting a penalty. He came in to defend Tyson Kirkby, and I believe it is Alex Johnson who's supposed to be going to the penalty box. Cross-check is the signal from the referee, and the first power play of this third period will belong to the Binghamton Black Bears. Just as soon as somebody goes over to the Prowlers penalty box. So Johnson heading to the box. And the Black Bears with a big opportunity to untie this game. Chartrand will take the face-off against Tosto. And now instead of Chartrand, it will be Luke James. Tosto wins it back, and the Black Bears set up. It's Yates walking, and then feeding it back to Kirkby, back to Yates. Yates again, controlling things from the half wall. Thompson to the net, and he sent it all the way through the goal mouth. Not sure if Nusiainen got a piece of it or not. Kirkby to Bussell. Now Tosto from the outside. He couldn't find the target from a sharp angle. Kirkby down on the ice to make sure that puck stays in the zone. Backdoor pass from Thompson. They jam away at the side of the net, and Nusiainen dives out. He's on top of it to freeze play for a whistle and a face-off. Thompson was looking to go towards the back door in the direction of Blake Tosto. It was blocked by Brockway, then Thompson just started jamming away at the side of the cage. Nusiainen held his ground and covered up. Kirkby and Federley will draw here. Kirkby won it back, but Jonas Leas jumped on it, and got it out. Minute 15 left on the penalty to Alex Johnson. Parsons trying to control that puck to a side scrum in the corner. Thompson looking on. Now Thompson gets involved, and they blow it dead. Faceoff will stay in the Prowlers zone with 62 seconds on the clock for Alex Johnson. Michael Houlihan comes out to replace Jonas Leas for the Prowlers, the only change for either team before this faceoff to Nusiainen's left. Faceoff tied up, poked back to Kirkby. Black Bears set things up again. It's Bussell. Down low, Tosto. Centering pass was cut off by Heinzel, but Kirkby kept the clearing attempt in. Tosto. Out to Bussell. Now Yates. Thompson. Back to Yates. Kirkby's in front of the net. Bussell winds, fires it through. Knocked down in front. Heinzel couldn't clear the puck as it bounced over a stick. Kirkby tried to put it out in front, and they score. Austin Thompson right on the doorstep. It pinballed around in front, and the Black Bears power play finally breaks through. They give them the lead. Second of the night for Austin Thompson. He had a hat trick last weekend against Hudson Valley. Nusiainen didn't know where that puck was as Kirkby put it right back out in front. It pinballed off a couple of bodies. They jammed away, and Thompson right there on the spot to put it home. And the Prowlers behind as we approach 5 minutes left in period 3. Anderson left it off. Graham centering. Beat Fleck just didn't get all of it. And isn't that the story of Gavin Fleck early on in this season? He's gotten himself into some good spots, but just has not gotten the puck on net with everything he's been looking for. Now the referee plays a little defense for the Prowlers. They move back out. Here is Fleck, poked off his stick. Clark chipped it along, and here he comes. Cameron Clark floats it towards Mott. And now Sirota sent it off the backboards, fired back on net, off the back wall again. Yates poked off his stick. Anderson walks the line. Rister through traffic, blocked down. Lockney able to chip it along. First one there is Poirier. Matt Graham behind the play is going after a Black Bear. That's Sirota. And I think Matt Graham has put his team short-handed, trailing by 1 with 4 minutes to go. They'll figure it all out. 4:01 left in regulation. And likely power play coming up for the Binghamton Black Bears. You're watching Port Huron Prowlers Hockey on the PHP Network.
SMR Automotive Systems is part of the Motherson Group and a proud community sponsor of the Port Huron Prowlers. We are one of the largest manufacturers of rear-view mirrors for passenger vehicles in the world, with local plants in Port Huron and Marysville. We strive to support our local communities and have positions available for various abilities and experience. Find out more about who we are at smr-automotive.com.
Welcome to McDonald's. How may I help you?
Can I please get a big...
What I need from you is a chicken Big Mac.
A chicken Big Mac? That's not a Big Mac.
Actually, it is.
It's not...
A Big Mac.
Chicken Big Mac?
Chicken patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, and pickles on a sesame seed bun. Enjoy.
The chicken Big Mac.
It's not a Big Mac.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
We invite you to tune in to our next broadcast on Friday, November 1st, when the Prowlers host the Motor City Rockers. Puck drop is scheduled for 7:05 p.m., and the pregame show starts at 6:50. It's all right here on the PHP Network. Although we certainly encourage you to go to that game. It's Military Appreciation Night at McMorran Place. Jersey auction. There will be a raffle for Detroit Red Wings tickets. And they're not just regular tickets, they are club tickets to a Red Wings game. And you'll have to bring a non-perishable food donation to get involved in that. Matt Graham, 2 minutes for roughing. Second power play of the third period for Binghamton. And they scored on their first to take the lead. And if they can score on this one, they'll likely put the game away. As Kirkby at the top claps it down for Yates. Watched by Brockway. Kirkby back to Yates. Yates walks in, he shoots, blockered by Nusiainen. Now Kirkby again walks. It was over to Bissell. Tosto. Back up top to Bissell. They continue to play catch Tosto and Bissell. Now it comes around this side for Thompson. He gets it back from Yates. Now Yates again, 50 seconds gone in the penalty to Matt Graham. Nothing towards the net yet as Kirkby wrists it through, and it sticks to Nusiainen. That's actually the second shot on goal of the power play for the Black Bears, as we are halfway through it. So when Graham comes out of the penalty box, if the Prowlers can kill this off, they'll have about 2 minutes to manufacture a goal to keep this game going and maybe extend it into overtime. As Federley gets set to draw with Clark. Off the draw, comes back to Anderson at the point. Floated it over to Cervoni. Now down to Clark. Clark in the corner, behind the net to Sirota. Parsons came right up on him. Sirota to the front. He was stymied there by Federley. Lockhart takes the puck and sends it all the way down. Cervoni behind his own cage. Certainly content to waste time. 30 seconds left on the Black Bears man advantage. And now 2:27 to go in the game. Steppin with an outside shot, kick save by Nusiainen. James couldn't get it out. Now Parsons looks like he will. Goes off the glass and off a Black Bear glove. Chartrand looking for James. Picks it up off the far wall and gets it deep. Final 10 seconds ticking off Graham's penalty. Steppin drops it. Now Chartrand with a steal. Chartrand in. He scores! Daniel Chartrand steal and score. Prowlers are back tied up with 2 to play. That's what Daniel Chartrand does. He is a hard worker. He's relentless. And the steal tucks it 5-hole on Nolan Egbert. I said the Prowlers would have 2 minutes once Graham came out of the box. They only need 2 seconds as Chartrand, nice little head fake, goes low. We have a brand new hockey game and just under 2 minutes to go in it. Second of the game for Chartrand as Weber knocks it in. Bussell right back on net. I think Nusiainen got a piece of that one. Kirkby and Federley battling behind the cage. Kirkby pulls it out, goes out high to Poirier, but he fanned on the shot. Lias looks to turn it the other direction, has Scantleberry moving, chipped it in his direction, and they'll say offside where the Prowlers as Scantleberry allegedly got in just a step too soon. 90 seconds to go in period number 3. Unassisted goal for Daniel Chartrand. Ties it up. It's been a heck of a hockey game here at Visions Veterans Memorial Arena. And certainly one the Prowlers can be a lot more proud of than last night's in Newburgh. Poirier looks to start it up. And Tasto cross-corner dump. Yates first on it. Brockway on him. Yates turns it deep. All the way around to Steppen. Johnson pushing on Steppen. Graham takes the puck. And Matt Graham off the boards. Poirier just did keep it alive. And then Fleck poked it. Still deep in Prowler ice as Nusiainen clears it himself. There's a broken stick out there on the red line. As we're under a minute to go in regulation, tied up at 4 goals apiece. Reversed over to Alex Johnson. Dangerous pass. Just did come out of the zone. Poirier sent it on net, but they whistled it for offside. As it just did barely come out of the zone. Tough for me to tell from my angle as I'm not on that blue line. But the linesman had a great look at it. So we will get a face-off just outside of the Port Huron zone. That is very close. They're showing it on the video board here as very, very close. But the angle, again, is tough to tell. There's no camera right along the blue line. Either way, we continue as Anderson rims it around towards Kirkby. Out to Anderson, one-timer, and an easy blocker stop for Nusiainen. Back towards the net again. Nuciana in and out of the glove, and Thompson couldn't put it back on net. Brett Lockhart came back to tie him up. Lockhart dumped it in. Egbert left it for Anderson. Kirkby up the wall. Chartrand first on it. He'll give back to Alex Johnson. 10 seconds left in regulation. Johnson, lead pass looking towards Lockney. That was taken by Anderson. Johnson with it. Prowlers secure a point. We will head to overtime here at Visions Veterans Memorial Arena. What a game we have had here. Plenty of goals, some drama, and a late tying tally by Daniel Chartrand sends us to extra hockey. And we will have it here for you on the PHP network. So stick around for bonus hockey here in Binghamton.
Hi, welcome.
I'm just checking in, and I have a service animal.
Service animal?
Do you have anything on the ground floor so I can let him out at night?
Keep up with your Prowlers all season long on social media. Follow us on Facebook at the Port Huron Prowlers, Instagram at PH Prowlers, and Twitter at PH Prowlers. And you can find more information on our website, phprowlers.com.
Overtime hockey coming in Binghamton. Prowlers and Black Bears knotted up at 4 apiece through 60 minutes of play. This will be the second time that each team goes beyond regulation. Prowlers went all the way to a shootout, so they don't have a record for games that have ended in overtime. Meanwhile, Binghamton played their first overtime game last night, and they defeated the Danbury Hat Tricks 3-2. Cameron Clark was the hero in that game. So both teams, though, 1-0 in games that have gone beyond regulation so far in this young season. Austin Federley was the hero in the shootout for the Prowlers a week ago. And again, Cameron Clark, the OT hero last night. We'll see who both of these teams put out. It came into the third period tied. Black Bears pushed and pushed and pushed. They got a power play goal and then got another power play with 4 minutes left. Prowlers killed it off, and just 2 seconds after killing off the man advantage, Daniel Chartrand with a steal and score tied things up at 4. Black Bears outshot the Prowlers 16-6 in that third period, and they're shooting the Prowlers 32-19 for the game. Daniel Chartrand with a couple of goals. Alex Johnson with a goal and an assist. Matt Graham has 2 helpers. Austin Thompson on the other side with 2 goals. Jesse Anderson and Tyson Kirkby with a couple of helpers each. Blake Tosto has a goal and an assist. So we get set for overtime. Prowlers have Austin Federley, Lucas Lockney, and Alex Johnson out there on the ice. For the Black Bears, it's Gavin Yates, Blake Tosto, and Jesse Anderson. To start things off, 5 minutes of 3-on-3 overtime. And if we don't get a result here, we'll go to a shootout, which, as the rule book says, is supposed to be 5 minutes, but as we've seen, you never know. Tied up off the faceoff, Federley with a second effort, gets it back to Alex Johnson, and we're underway in overtime as Johnson stands in front of Nucianen. Now he floats it along looking for Federley, but Prowlers are offside on that play, so Tosto able to work it back out. Yates walks across the line to Tosto, one-timer, save made by Nucianen. Tosto has it again, and he floated it too tall. Tosto with an unassuming one-timer there, didn't do the full wind-up, just kind of slid it on net, and Nucianen kicked out the flipper to make the save. And now Lockney, one-on-one against the forward, Yates. Lucas Lockney takes it all the way around the cage, has help coming off the bench. Lockney around the zone, Lockney still to the net, he shoots, and I think that caught the top of the crossbar. That puck definitely hit the netting out of play, but it was a very late call to blow that dead, and we get a whistle. 4:03 left in overtime. A Lucas Lockney with a good opportunity there. Offensive zone draw for the Prowlers. It's Graham, Lockhart, and Brockway, a forward and two defensemen for Port Huron. Kirkby, Thompson, and Weber, two forwards and a defenseman for Binghamton. Face off, one to the boards by Kirkby. Graham right on Thompson there. Plays it around to Weber behind the cage. Lockhart watching Weber. Tried to slide over to Kirkby, just a bit too far ahead. Graham battling, and now Thompson takes the puck. Outside try, off the corner boards. Lockhart looks to start it up. Couldn't chip it around Weber though, and Brett Lockhart settles things down. Back to Brockway. 3.5 to go in overtime. Prowlers settling things down, and now they start a rush. Ludwig Thelstrom on the ice now in place of Lockhart. He has the puck. Prowlers finish a change. Luke James and Daniel Chartrand coming on. Chartrand the hot stick. He has the puck now. On to James. Makes a move. Couldn't get the shot away. Spun to the ice by Anderson. And then Anderson knocks him down. That starts a 3-on-1 rush for Binghamton. Anderson floats it across, and they score! Kyle Steffen with the overtime winner for Binghamton after Luke James was knocked down away from the play in the offensive zone, and the Black Bears take the extra point tonight. Your final 5-4 for Binghamton. Prowlers battle back to get a point, but they fall tonight, and Port Huron has dropped 3 of its first 4 games, dropping to 1-2-1, 3 points now on the season. While the Black Bears have won their 4th straight game, they are 5-1, pardon me, now, and they have moved up to 13 points as Steffen from Jesse Anderson and Cameron Clark. The goal in overtime, but certainly the Prowlers can walk away with a point here and feel pretty good about it, as they trailed very, very late. It looked like that they might not get one at all, but they do come away with one. Stick around when we come back. The post-game show is next here on the PHP Network.
They're seriously not even that much better than you.
Should've just got a ticket from phprowlers.com.
I should have just bought tickets at phprowlers.com.
I got it!
I should have just got a ticket at phprowlers.com.
I should have got a ticket at phprowlers.com.
They should have just got tickets
at phprowlers.com. Back here in Binghamton, home fans celebrating a Black Bears overtime win, 5-4, as they beat the Port Huron Prowlers tonight. It's time for the PHP Network post-game show, as the Prowlers will head home from this 2-game trip with a single point. Your 3 stars tonight are Daniel Chartrand, the 3rd star with 2 goals, Austin Thompson, the second star, with 2 goals as well. And Kyle Steppen with the game-winning overtime goal and 1 assist, your first star of the night. Let's take a walk back through this one. It was Austin Thompson starting things off less than 2 minutes in, as the Black Bears got off to a very, very quick start. But the Prowlers responded on the power play. Alex Johnson. It was 1-1 heading into the intermission. And then Chartrand got his first goal of the season, a power play goal deflection out in front on a Ludwig Thelstrom shot. Prowlers took their very first lead of the 2024-25 season, but it didn't last. Late in the period, Cameron Clark was able to tie things back up at 2. And then the final minute of the period, 2 goals, 20 seconds apart. First from Lucas Lockney, another power play strike for the Prowlers, their 3rd of the game. And then Blake Tosto again 20 seconds later, both goals coming in the final minute of the second period. It was 3-3 heading into the 3rd. And then Thompson, with just over 5 to play, a power play goal for Binghamton. And that gave the Black Bears the lead back. And then the Prowlers had to kill off a penalty of their own as well in those final minutes, trailing by 1. And just as soon as they did, Chartrand with a steal and score, and a tick under 2 minutes to go in regulation. We were tied up at 4. We get to overtime, and Prowlers get into the offensive zone. Luke James knocked down. Starts an odd man rush for Binghamton, and Steppen on the receiving end of the backdoor feed from Jesse Anderson. And he goes top shelf, and that is your game here tonight from Binghamton. Prowlers will be right back here 2 weeks from now to face the Black Bears again. And puck drop will be once again at 7 p.m. But of course, 3 games for Port Huron between now and then, as they will be home and home against the Motor City Rockers next week. And then they'll start off the weekend 2 weeks from now in Newburgh against the Hudson Valley Venom. When we come back, one last look at the game stats, out-of-town scores, and then we'll wrap this one up right here on the PHP Network.
Hi, welcome.
I'm just checking in, and I have a service animal.
Service animal?
Do you have anything on the ground floor so I can let him out at night?
We're on a mission to feed the future by helping farmers worldwide be more resilient, more productive, more sustainable for generations to come. Corteva Agriscience. Keep growing.
Keep up with your Prowlers all season long on social media. Follow us on Facebook at the Port Huron Prowlers, Instagram at PH Prowlers, and Twitter at PH Prowlers. And you can find more information on our website, phprowlers.com.
It's time to wake up on the sunrise side of Michigan. Wake up to beautiful beaches. Wake up to vibrant urban landscapes. Wake up to unique eats. Wake up to charming coastal towns. Wake up to cozy entertainment. Wake up to Michigan's Thumb Coast. Plan your perfect wake-up call using bluewater.org.
Will Wiggleman back here one final time at Visions Veterans Memorial Arena. Your final tonight, 5-4 Black Bears in overtime over the Port Huron Prowlers. Time now to check out the game stats. As the Black Bears outshoot the Prowlers 34-20. Port Huron's power play, though, was very, very big, as they were 3 for 5. It looks like it says 1 of or 1 for the Black Bears. They're actually 1 for 11. The other one is just there off the screen, but Black Bears 1 for 11 on the man advantage. Lots of power plays for Binghamton. The Prowlers had 32 penalty minutes, and that's certainly not a way to win a hockey game. Black Bears with 14. As now we'll take a look at the out-of-town scoreboards. One more look there, see where your next viewing experience can be had. And the Danbury Hat-Tricks are up 6-3 on the Hudson Valley Venom in the third period. Hat-Tricks ended up scoring 6 straight after the Venom opened the scoring in that game. So it's all Hat-Tricks now. Johnny Ruiz has a 3-point night for Danbury. Meanwhile, in Watertown, the Wolves and the Rockers knotted up at 4 goals apiece. Marion Pazika with the only goal of the third period, and that tied things up for Motor City. That one's been back and forth all night long. Well, the Rock Lobsters did not like losing last night to the Dashers, so they decided that they were going to score as many goals as they can tonight. They're up to 7, and they're still playing in the second period. 4 Rock Lobsters with 3-point nights. Garrett Milan, Carter Shinkarik, Philip Virgili, and former Prowler Brandon Picard. It's all Athens in Danville tonight. Next up, over to the other side of the division, it is the Baton Rouge Zydeco looking to wrap up a 3-2 win over the Mississippi Seawolves. There in the final seconds of that one. And meanwhile, I just got a score alert. That one's going to overtime as the Seawolves have just scored to tie things up in the third. They scored 2 goals with the net empty. Don Carter and Chuck Costello. So that one is heading to overtime. That might be the one you want to click on as soon as we're done here in a minute. And as the Carolina Thunderbirds have a 3-1 lead on the Blue Ridge Bobcats early in the third as well. And those are your out-of-town scores. One more time, please do tune in to our next broadcast on Friday, November the 1st. If you can't make it to McMorran Place, we really do hope you can make it to McMorran Place for Military Appreciation Night. But if you can't, be sure to tune in here, listen to me, call the hockey game for you. But for now, I'm Will Wiggleman. Thanks so much for tuning in tonight, and we'll see you next time right here on the PHP Network.